go now. Here we 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 go now. now. Here we go 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 now.
boy, you're keeping it real. I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Make it clap.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by OUF90 Pro. Book up your fun and a huge shout out to our official media partner, Remote TV. This is the day 5 for the Nepal Region Semi Finals. My name is Phoenix Shivank. Alongside me, the caster, the analyst, Ajmal Trooper.
Well, yes, and I'm really excited for this day number 5. As Group A and Group C are going to complete all their matches today. And we saw the overall standings yesterday, right? Everyone completed 8 matches. So it's going to be a very important day for Group A and Group C because they got to set the target. But the problem that Group B and Group D are going to play their matches tomorrow. So it's going to be very important for them to maximize the opportunities over here.
You know what, the maximize your opportunity is going to be the first target. The second one is to, as well as to maintain a good lead, because we all know teams like JyanMaara without securing a single chicken dinner, they are still on the top. That's how you're going to play without securing a chicken dinner. Being consistent is the most important thing. Now, the second thing, which is basically what these teams have to focus on, that is the zone rotations.
Well, yes, certainly. That is always a very important aspect in the game, right? But before we go ahead, let us have a quick look at the tournament explanation over here. And this is the day number 5 on your screen for the semi-finale, where 32 teams start their journey. And the day number 5 between Group A and Group C, all the 4 matches are going to be played between these teams over here. And as we know from the region, only 15 teams are going to go ahead from the entire 4 groups over there. And Scarlet Gaming is waiting over there. And then in the finale, for 4 days, they're going to play 4 matches daily and 16 matches in total. But the total prize pool for the PMCO Fall Split 2021 for the Nepal region itself is $29,200. The first place not only takes away the $3,600, but also they get qualified for the PMPL season.
Yeah, they will get a ticket for the PMPL Season 4. That's the highlight basically right now in the prize pool. But if you finish on the 14th of the season, you'll get $800. And if you qualify for the group stage, you will get $300 per team. That's in a consolation prize. But how we going to calculate and how we going to judge that which position and which team are just because of this point structure. If you're going to finish at the first position, you get 15, then the point structure keeps increasing till the 13th, then the 16th position. If you're going to finish at that position, you'll get 0 basic point.
Well, these are not just numbers. These numbers actually decide an approach to the team and how passively or how aggressively they are going to play, and it's very important. But before talking a lot about that, we just now got to move towards the groups where you can see already Hype, JyanMaara, GANGSTERS, Hoody Esports. These are big names from the region, and they've got this opportunity today. Nation Esports, we got a good look at them yesterday, and even SOLTI squad is here. Let's see what these teams are going to do.
Let's see what these teams are going to do. And high expectation from teams like TDP, H2O, Wheezy's with vibes. So
Wow.
good, secure 2 chicken dinners in a row. But that's how you're gonna play. Let how the other teams wants to play. CN Esports is already there. 7 Global Thugs and Irap Eastlo, which is kind of struggling right now.
Well, yes, they are. They're on the last phase of the overall standings as well, and they really did try to change things for themselves yesterday. But yep, they were getting picked off, and now it's the last day. And have a look at the overall rankings over here. If you've not watched this yesterday, then you would be surprised. Look at those numbers from Wizards with Whites, the WWE over there, 148 points for them. They have overtaken JyanMaara. But the good thing, all these teams will be playing today. All their matches they will be playing, so it's going to be a
Yeah.
head-on contest for them, and let's see who's going to win the race.
Yep, as well as we are going to witness a lot of early drop in the stations, because sometimes it's going to happen that these players will land at the same drop location and they will engage in those early skirmishes. Over time will tell if it's going to happen or not. But look at that, third position of the overall ranking, Xtreme Outlaws, that green mark in their on position to their name with 37 points. But why Nation Esports on the 19-7 dog? So they are improving. They are on the 21st. 34 points. So today they're going to take part and they'll play the four matches, the final four matches for this team. So ask Kira, Pisco, and Kutumba.
Well, yes, all these teams are going to play their matches today. Frozen Phoenix is also going to be part of the action. The Salty squad are going to start from this last page. The Strangers, look at where they are. Did you expect this team to be here after 8 matches with just 18 points? They really got to make a statement. These are some big players from the region, and they've got so much fan following behind them, but really not looking really good on the points table. But have a look at the schedule for the day for this day number 5, Group A, Group C encounter. We are going to go through the 4 matches: Erangel, Miramar, Sanhok, and Erangel, and it's going to be the same just like every other day before.
Yeah, four matches for the day, two Erangel, one Miramar, one Sanhok, which is kind of similar from last 3 days, but last 4 days, in fact. But the important thing is Group A and Group C. They're 12 matches. Now they're going to play their final four matches. They completed their eight. Now this is going to be their last four matches for the day. So they have to play their best PUBG Mobile today.
Well, certainly they have to give their best, right? Because if they don't end up on top of in between the hashtag 15 mark by the end of the day, it's the story is almost over for them, right? But definitely over for them. But the problem with that is going to be that even if they are stationed like in between the 10 to 15 hashtags, the problem is going to be that the other teams are going to make their run tomorrow. So you got to have a really good lead. Make sure you grab the opportunity, put up a good score on the leaderboard, and then sleep peacefully tonight.
Okay, let's see if it's gonna happen or not. But we have the first playing part in front of us, the first map playing part in front of us starts from the Primos area and just heading towards the eastern side of Milta Power, kind of southern shifted playing path. And I would love to see a zone form towards the Rozok, or maybe towards the northern shift. Yesterday we saw one Saki circle in the different region.
Yeah.
Uh, Trooper, when we both were casting, and that match was crazy. And the teams who had a lot of experience showcased the same thing. And yesterday, Circle, Erangel, and I would love to see the same thing from these teams from the Nepal region. Now, Kutumba just dropped down to the Primos as I expected. JyanMaara again dropping down to their favorite drop location, which is going to military base. It's the same from last NC. I think so. They were just dropping down to the same area, but they usually change their drop location if the plane part starts from the north eastern side. They drop down to the Kamesh, Lipovka, anywhere they want. Because wherever they drop down, not a single team just want to drop at the same drop location.
Well, certainly, and you remember No Fear with the number of kills that he's secured. He's installed fear in the hearts of the opponents over here, and clearly showcasing dominance over there inside the kill department, at least if not in the overall points. But JyanMaara, I think they will respond to the challenge, and it's going to be an interesting contest today. How they're going to come back? Are they happy with the hashtag 2%? Because even yesterday we were talking about this, right? Just one team, only just one team is going to go ahead. So you got to be that best team from the region to play the PMPL. It's the storyline is pretty simple out here. And JyanMaara, they're so close to be to that hashtag 1 position. I know that the real sounding are going to matter from the finale stage, but since the teams are already trying hard, why should JyanMaara step behind? And I think they would go all in.
Yeah, they certainly will go all in. Now, JyanMaara, I was just mentioning about them. Look at that. Oh, they have two options, in fact, three options to rotate, right? If they want to, they can rotate from the water lines. The second option is basically that's going to be the first, which is going to be the military based bridge. And the second is going to be from the water lines. And the third, no reply bridge, which is going to be a little bit difficult for them because look at that disease. The pipes just drop down to the Milta, and they will contest that bridge for a little bit long because we can see a small amount of those compounds present towards the northern side. The Novrapnoy Bridge are set inside the zone. Mira Peaceful moving inside. Uh, or we can say moving towards the northern side of the map, heading towards George Pool again. This is going to be a good option. Logic. This man being silent from last two games, in fact, from last three games. So I would love to see some action showcased by this lad. I would love to witness 1v3, as well as I would love to see if TRPs will secure chicken dinner.
Well, if they get a chicken dinner, it's going to be really amazing for them. But let's see if they're going to do that or not. Because clearly, just like yesterday, they've been rotating early, a bit too early, I feel. But how is it going to hurt them is going to be really crucial. But on the other side of the containers, towards the city, there's a team rotating pretty close to where Hype is holding up, and they're looting this Georgiapol City area. And they've almost heard that team rotating from the Long Bridge, moving towards the northern city. So they've shown their presence already inside the vicinity and they're looking to dominate already. But let's see how they're going to pull that off. But Susan on the military island, looting up the caves as well. Just the entire island is for them to loot up.
The
And
entire
even they are
island.
not that far away from the zones. Look at that, just
Yeah.
350 meters.
Wow, 350 meters only. So, yeah, it's close. It's so close, but again, a slow start in this Erangel match. The region is different with the slow start. Is the slow start is kind of same. 60 players alive, teams in the lobby, and no fear. This lad, this lad is so good. He has that DP28 47 bullets loaded inside that gun. Susan on the other side is driving a motorcycle and just heading towards those individual compounds present towards what's inside in the military. Now, the important part is, Cooper, if they're gonna find some vehicle and if they rotate from the military base, it might happen that any team will do a bridge camp.
Well, yes, that is always a possibility, right? But when you're jumping into the military base, you gotta keep that and multiple strategies in mind, and you gotta keep those plans ready for yourself. That how are you going to change your stances if you find the bridge camped over there? So I don't think that's going to be a very big problem until and unless they do some mistakes, like without checking if they try to cross the bridge, then only they can find themselves in a bit of a bit of spot. Other than them, I think they're pretty okay jumping towards the military base, and we'll find that out. And that is the beauty of the game, right? You never know if how are they going to go down. You can't win each and every single outing, and that is why the teams, it's very important for them to be consistent in back-to-back matches to get some good points so that in the overall standing they stay at a decent place.
Yeah, they will situate them in decent place in the overall rank. That is going to be important. But the youngsters, look at that. They have those stars in their team. Vadu, blah blah blah, Gangster, as well as Hoody. Some of the old lads from Nepal Region, the most experienced one as well. Now playing together, a lot of hopes. The fans are quite happy with this, but you know what are they looking for that first position, that one slot for PMPL season 4, so as the team JyanMaara, because in the PMNC they were so close to that first position, but just because of their overaggression, they got punished and they finished at the second. Now they are looking more like they're looking so confident now. This team, Frozen Phoenix, one of my fab now, pretty like not showcasing that type of aggression I expected, but still, Akshat is the main lad. He's the most important player from this team.
Well, let's see what's going to pull off today. As you mentioned, they've not been that aggressive as you were expecting them to be. So it's a pretty important day. They're going to complete their 4 matches, and after this, you never know when you're going to see these players once again on a PMCO leg. So whatever you have grinded so far, this is just the epitome day for you, and you're going to make sure to put in everything, make minimum amount of mistakes, and get the maximum points that you can secure for your team, and only then you are going to be part of the regional finale. And all these 60 players that are going to qualify towards the regional finale by the end of tomorrow are going to be really, really happy. But they would have done that good amount of work that is required. Look at JyanMaara with 140 points just in 8 matches. They've definitely secured a position for themselves. So, if not that sort of an effort, but at least you would have to give a better effort than what most of the teams are doing right now to be part of those 15 teams.
You know what? They are just looking out for that position. Only top 15 teams will qualify for the finals. So yeah, this is going to be more important. But just think about this, right? Skylight
Yeah.
Gaming for sure they are looking out for their enemies. For of course they are just looking out for those teams who are doing an amazing job, like JyanMaara, Woody's with vibes, insane amount of pressure being applied by this one particular team. 3 chicken dinners in just one day. Can you imagine? You have 4 games to play, secure 3 chicken dinners in just one day. It's massive. It's not massive. It's humongous. In fact, now the first zone is gonna start closing in, and we're going to witness a second zone form towards the southern side. And now look at that military bridge in the side circle. Trooper, history gonna repeat itself or not?
Let's see, but that was a completely different region, right? This is a completely different one. And yes, the circles do look similar, but let's see. You know, we can never predict where they are going to go. But well, we can always put an idea, and I think Jan Mara are just moving in towards the right area, right? Those scattered compounds are going to be really important. Even S2O Esports controlling the high ground towards the northern side of those scattered compounds is going to be pretty important. And just look at this, just outside Corey, we have an MK14 with an extended quick draw AR. So it's let's see if someone's going to get their hands on this beast of a gun out there. But that is the ridge that I was talking about that we just watched over there. And just outside Pochinki, towards the southwest side, these high grounds are being challenged. Red Esports going up against SOLTI squad, and utilities being already used in numbers by Pirate SOLTI and his teammates out there. Let's see if they are going to get an opening. They're coming for this fight. So Mr. Stark and Beer, they're always into the equation as they're holding the cover angle for teams. But Red Esports, they've decided to stick together. The two of the players who were finding themselves a little close to Solti squad have now retreated back, and they're finding themselves in a decent spot. And they're going to gather a lot of information because this is the second phase of the circle, right? Just the 11-minute mark, and you just need a good set of information for you, and you don't have to commit all into a fight so early.
Yeah.
But if you do so, make sure you win all 4 points without losing a player. But only
Yes.
sadly, one team can do that. The other will go down without any points. So that's the nature of the work. So you got to deal with that.
If you want to sharp your sword, just be careful because sometimes you will hurt yourself. So yeah, that's the most important thing. If you are just wants to engage in a fight, just be careful and look at that money on top of that box stack inside that one compound. On the other side, YM Esports, whenever they're just up for an early fight, they always win that. But this is going to be the mid stage. Second zone closing in. We just hit the 11-minute 30 mark on the clock with Dumba in front of them. Now, Eddie, he is just pretty far away from the back, just scouting this area, collecting a lot of information. But YMB Sports being more be more safe as well as be more patient. Basically.
And they got to be. They picked up a compound that's a very decent spot, and there are open fields on one side, there's high ground on the other. So they just have to be very cautious if there's a push coming in from this direction. Otherwise, any other, if there's a push coming in from a different direction, only one of the player is like put in a very good position can spot that. But this ridge is so close; it's always a threat for these compounds. like inevitable. And always when you're inside this compound, you got your eyes behind your backs that if there is someone on those high grounds. And right now, Kutumba are just sitting
South.
on top of that position over. But the next ship for Chinky, wow.
No.
This is a really interesting shit because
Yeah.
look at these towards the western edge. What chaos, what commotion is going to happen?
Yeah.
15 teams, 60 players, and the third circle is going to draw them all towards the sides of Pochinki. And we already saw the high grounds being taken by the likes of Red Esports already. And it's going to be pretty interesting how these teams are going to make their way towards that. And look at that, even Red Esports, they've started making an impression. They had a good ground over there. But now, looks like they're not sitting on top
Yeah.
of the ridge. They've committed themselves towards these compounds. This is not looking like a very bad decision to me at this point. And
Yeah.
these are the Pochinki outhouse.
The Pochinki outhouse, one barn house, one squad house, and one small red house. One of the best combination you can hold in if you are inside the circle. If just pressing towards Pochinki area stock, just that was a little bit ballsy move, running out in an open area. D gangsters, they are rotating, and now look at that. The D gangsters just holding that ridge area just beside to that church, and we saw that Drayton, his kill has been secured by be it from the other angle of Frozen Phoenix coming up in action. YM Esports also receiving some amount of damage from the some side of Wizzy's with vibes. Now, before that, the players from YM, they were up against the players of Kutumba. Now, SOLTI squad just punishing them. Look at that, YM Esports. When they start rotating, they keep on losing the teammates.
Well,
Oh, no.
very important for them, and his teammate is going to bleed out over there. This is Solti squad. They're also controlling a high ground pretty close to the city, and they got to keep their eyes open because those rotations will be incoming, and these high grounds are going to be very key positions to stop these teams moving towards the city. Look in the backdrop. There's one more team that has arrived just towards those houses over there, and that looks like hype to me. They've looted up the entire Georgia Pool city, and just they're now finding themselves in that house over there. And they've got a pretty decent loot already, but Leader Esports have also got to fight for themselves, and they got to be very, really cautious because yesterday also we saw them go down cheaply without getting so many points out of the matches that they played, and if they continue the manner they were playing yesterday, it's going to be curtains for them. So they just got to maximize the opportunity, just as you were saying. And hype, look at that. Akku takes down a player from TDB, but I think the kills have been stolen already.
Yeah, Solti scored from a different angle, just there to steal some kills, and that's the thing. They were just working out in their favor. But Solti just have a control of this mountain present towards the southern side of the Pochinki TDP. Two players, they got stuck inside the shack, as well as one just sitting on the bucky. Nice.
Well, three teams nearby inside the shack. We've got TDB has been picked off already, just we saw earlier. But look at that, the kill being confirmed over there as well by the teammates. Now, hype, they find themselves outside with this next shift of the zone, and now the pressure is going to multiply on them. Look at TDP, they've picked up the buggies, they're just going in for the rotation straight away, and hype is just watching them leave, trying to take some shots on them. Cannot really do much, but they got to make their own move as well. They've got their vehicles, I think, on the wrong side of the ridge, right on the houses right now, because KD Soldi is not going to allow them to take that task that easily over there. But in a different part of the map, even CN Esports are looking good. They're pinning down the lads of Leader Esports and
Ooh,
trying
look
to
at
get
that.
some kills for themselves.
Yep, Leader Esports. We saw the Zorax. He was just praying for his life, and that was denied by Snyder. Secured one kill, and Aquaside just charging into his players of Leader. Now they got stuck just inside this shack. One player just moved charging over to CN Esports. One player down. Second is almost on ready to hit. This is that F1. This is going to be a world of trouble for this team. Leader Esports got eliminated at 15. CN Esports. That is
Wow.
incredible.
Well, really, it is really amazing performance coming in from CN Esports, and considering the fact that they are 23rd on the overall ranking at the
Yeah.
start of the day, they really need some good numbers. Even the Frozen Phoenix have heard from you, and they're looking to get some damage. But look at Akku, they're pinning down TDP, and they've been eliminated out of the game.
Oh
Wow,
no.
they've been chased by hype over there. You
Yeah.
remember they saw those buggies leave from the vicinity and they chased them and got the two kills in the tally. Wow, what an
Oh.
aggressive hype over here. But let's see, now we have so many teams inside the city of Pochinki already. What if the circle moves away from the city? How are these teams going to get their way outside? It's going to be a very tricky affair for them. But SOLTI squad still on this high ground of finding themselves inside the circle, but now they have got new opponents to deal with. Hype have left, but JyanMaara have arrived.
Yeah, and in fact, Solti secured one kill from the side. JyanMaara lost one player, and look at that, another team being punished, and that is Hype. Another player of that particular team got knocked out. This is not the way they expected. This is not the way they always engage in a fight. But at this moment, JyanMaara, they are focusing on those rotations. But Gunner and No Fear, they are still here. One grenade being tossed in towards the players of towards the side of Pratik, but look at that, the grenade is a little bit far away. Busy with by punishing the players of Kutumba, but Kutumba, they are looking out at anywhere else. Like they are looking from a different direction. Hype, they are punishing the players of Hype, and look at that, Busy with vibes, still focusing on Kutumba.
And Hype are down to just one player over there. In Kutumba, they're looking so good. Ryu has picked off Eddie as well. So the last player, Ryu, is remaining, and he takes down Kutumba completely. So Hype take down the second squad already. They've eliminated
Third,
two
yeah.
squads out of the game. They've got 4 kills already in that tally, but the problem for them is they're down to just one man. And now Karan, his nade is hit hard, and he's created an opening onto the lads of SOLTI squad over here, and we already saw Susan trying to execute that flank, but I think the SOLTI squad, they created a good bit of a spacing, and now look at this. This is Pochinki for you. Red Esports, H2O, Frozen Phoenix, 7 Global Thugs, the Gangsters, everyone already here. This is, wow, an amazing sight.
This is surely an amazing sight, but same in GT, they just dropped down to only 2, so this is going to be a little bit difficult because the zone just moved away, I think. So,
Yes, it did.
oh yes, just moved towards the eastern side of Pochinki. Red Esports already moving inside the circle. JyanMaara waiting for them because now they're going to gatekeep for them. Look at that, Brook. He saw him and he said, "Hi, I'm just going to take from the same position." Pratik Salty, he got pushed by that bug. He got punished by the player who was driving it. But look at that. Gunner, he got knocked out. It goes to Sane, and that was insane, my boy, because he secured 2 kills, and that volley was so close, and Nemesis was waiting inside that shack.
He
Sane was
pins
so
him
close,
down,
yeah.
but JyanMaara, they get an early exit in this game, and Sane is being pulled down as well. Look at Red Esports, they're just surviving in those smoke clouds inside the open fields just outside Pochinki. But they're
Oh,
still
this
going to deal
grenade.
with more teams trying to make their way inside. Even Red Esports are outside, and SOLTI looks in a very difficult spot. The nade is just going to land
Oh, it's
inside.
done.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Oh, he survived though. He was behind the track when he takes those plants down. Red Esports, we're down. Then his teammate needs some help over there. He's going to commit himself completely. Closes in towards the shack. And now the person has been popped from SOLTI squad. This is a 1v1 situation. Let's see who's going to take it away. Fear under tremendous pressure. Does the good work. But can he get inside the shack and hold to the revive? Yes. But Kira Beastlow on the other side have been eliminated.
Oh, so as players of Wizards with Vibes, they are being pinched down by the players of Frozen Phoenix. Look at that. That's how they're going to react to this. But Wizards with Vibes perfectly retaliated back, punishing the players of Frozen Phoenix. Red, we can see that the kill feed is now showcasing their name because they eliminated one more team, which is with Vibe rules ruling lobby feed. Frozen Phoenix King on domination. 4 kills, eliminated one team almost, and that is Wizards with Vibes. Oh my god.
How did he? Oh, the entire team has been eliminated over there.
Yes.
So not a long time after JyanMaara got eliminated, the Vibes also got eliminated over here. So they're not looking good. But look at View, the way he's surviving over there. S2 Esports trying to find him out, eventually do, and Buju eliminates him, and that is the end for Hype as well. Now we're down to the 6 teams over here. Red Esports have got just 1 lad. Frozen Phoenix have got 3, but look at this. YM Esports, they are now pinning H2O Esports from the other side of the road. Look at where Manny is. Hell is also present over there, but H2O, they're going to really deal with the situation because the curve, a little curve of the land, just giving that bit of a cover, but they are exposed for Frozen Phoenix on top of of the ridges over there, and it's going to be a very tricky situation for YM Esports to survive. Just down to one last lad, hell, and he's also just barely surviving.
What King is doing on Rampage. 5 kills. Frozen Phoenix secured 8, and out of those 8, King secured 5. H2O still in the fray. All the 4 players alive, secured 2, and now they are got one is from a different angle. Look at that. Assault received a lot of damage, and he has been knocked out by blah blah blah. Hell from a different angle. Got picked off by King with this M416. That's how you're gonna end the story for this team. Secured 0 kill points, but a lot of placement points they can work on. H2O Esports, Para, GD just moving inside the circle, but D Gangs making things difficult for them. Bagu straight down a lot of bullets to the players of CN, but now the players are on cloud 9 because they have a lot of cover as well as they're hiding behind the ridge.
Well, but look at Frozen Phoenix, they're not stopping, getting kills back to back. The Gangsters getting really tough time to close in over there, and let's see if they're going to survive. It's necessary for Vadu, and it's going to be held by his stupid over there. But look at that, still fighting 14 players. They're just fighting off for this opening game. What an amazing fight, and all these teams trying really hard. One thing, he gets one more down. That is his fault that he takes down. Now, Cooney trying to get close with that vehicle. There's one gangster who's still holding on to that cover, but Frozen Phoenix have completely dominated the eastern edge, and these higher ridges, they're making things difficult for multiple teams right now. Paragon, he's got the hold of where Cooney is, and he's not allowing him to come out of cover. That means he needs one more bullet correction, and eventually he takes out Cooney and Para GD. He's playing an amazing game for his team, and now the Gangsters also under pressure. The last guy is just holding up onto that high ground of the ridge, but there's one more team, and I think that's CN Esports, and they've got all the 4 players intact so far, and they've got a really good ridge to play this game coming in from the southern edge of the circle.
Out there inside the circle. King, look at that. He's not stopping out, but finally, when he received some amount of damage, he got thrown down. He was forced to get thrown down. YY was sticking to a frag grenade, so as Yap is just dropped that towards the players of H2O. They're gonna escape. Yep, I think so. Sword, for how long he can survive? He survived that, but Yap is just making things more, just making sure that he has an extra cupboard. But why? That was an amazing grenade burst down that one vehicle. Snyder goes down. Why locked another so that he can confirm that kill, and Yap did the same thing. Perfect grenade.
Well, it was a perfect grenade, but they've got 3 more players to deal with coming in from that direction. And Frozen Phoenix, look at King over here, already 6 kills in his standing. This team has already gathered the 30 kills. What a game they are playing. They really needed this kind of a start to the day, and that is exactly what they're doing. They were on the last page of the overall standings, but now they are looking to change things for them. And S2 Esports, they've been taken by surprise. They're still surviving over there. There's a really good effort coming in from them, but they've got a little bit of a ridge to play. It's going to be really important how they're going to deal with it. And look at Buju, the flank angle that he's already created. With the elimination of the Gangsters, that position is now available for them to exploit. But now the smokes are being deployed, and you never know who's going to close in. But the nades, desperate nades coming in from H2O, and look at this. Even Yap is just moving ahead with those vehicles, but the tree and the airdrop belong to H2O Esports. They've got one more angle to play with, one more cover that they're going to bring into the equation. King goes down now. Things now certainly looking bad for Frozen Phoenix. They might just go down there, and this is the moment where CN Esports is going to realize the opportunity. They can hand down both the teams over here. Even Assault goes down to YY's AKM, and this is when CN Esports can just end things for H2O. But look at Red's Brook.
Oh, this man is looking unstoppable because he's still there on the other side. We saw Oxygen with that incredible grenade knocked out. Aqua side, he got spotted out. Unfortunate events for that lad. Red Esports, he takes an exit at the fort. Cyanide, the kill. Aqua side, the kill has been confirmed. Why on Rampage to this one lad? Because this team is doing a lot of job, but not one player surviving from the side of Frozen Phoenix has been taken down, but they secured more than 12 kills, Trooper.
Yes, they certainly did.
14!
Yes, 14 kills for Frozen Phoenix. It's an amazing game that they are just playing over here. And it's going to really help their cause, considering the fact that they were just on the 26th or 27th spot before the start of this game. It's going to significantly change their stance on the leaderboard. But now, the final circle, the all-important points distribution, 15 and 12. Who's going to take which points. That is what is going to be tested out. Now I feel like it's a 2v3 situation. Cyanide has got a teammate over here, but where is he? That is the question for me. Saw. He's pretty close, but Saw goes down. Now Cyanide last lad. This is the clear up what the rest of the Esports are doing. They're just a pretty tremendous job to survive, and they are now going ahead with a 15-point chicken dinner in this game. And let's check out the number of kills that they've got already. What an amazing game for Xtreme Outlaws. And the way they were just surviving just outside the city of Fuji, they made sure to handle the pressure coming in from GM Esports as well.
Yeah.
And then when it mattered the most, they handled the pressure inside the final circle and take away all important 23 points and place themselves on the 5th position.
Yeah, this is the most quiet game for Xtreme Esports so that they can come into action again on the 5th position. As you just mentioned, 8 kills being secured by this team. We have the MVP, obviously it's going to be King from the side of Frozen Phoenix. Look at that number, 1056 damage, 0 assists, focusing on that individual gameplay, 27 healing done. Amazing job by this lad.
Well, really, a very amazing job done from him. And the way he was controlling, when he went down, his team looked a completely different side, right? But until the point that he was up there getting kills for his team, he got 6 kills, and wow, his side was looking completely different. And the way they were dominating over the teams coming in from the side of Pochinki, and remember, they even eliminated the GANGSTERS, did not allow them to wait. Even they got some players from GN Esports, and that is why GN Esports was in that man disadvantage situation inside the final circle. Bye also getting a decent game, the teammate for King over there, but Buju, he was leading the charge for his team and just led them beautifully into a nice chicken dinner over here.
Now the thing is, Rupert, we saw Akshat in the top players yesterday. Now, except Akshat, every single player from the side of Frozen Phoenix is in the top players. That's how you're going to end the day. Wow, we have the match summary. The longest distance kill is 308 by Nemesis. Again, this lad from SOLTI squad, if they have the high advantage, he will punish you with his M416 spray onto your head. Gangster used the most utilities, which is 25 rules for 6 assists. Wow.
25 utilities. Wow. Whoa.
Finally, we're just witnessing these type of gameplays when players are using this amount of utilities. But we have the match ranking 24 points to Frozen HU with 23 on second, despite the fact they secured second in number, the highest kill number. Look at the number. 14 kills. JyanMaara on the 9th with only 4 points. GM Esports, the same points they secured, but heavily dependent on the placement.
Well, yes, and this is going to put a different sort of a fight between JyanMaara and the Vibes as well. But let's see how the other teams are doing. Gear East Flow, Leader Esports, 7 Global Thugs. They're not looking up to the mark. That's just the way we thought about them. But now the over 19 pro moments are here, where we can witness some action from this Erangel that just finished. And this was the moment where SOLTI squad, they sort of just got eliminated. JyanMaara. You don't see that happening every day, right?
Yeah, but it was Red who eliminated the players of JyanMaara. Then it was from the side of SOLTI squad who takes down Sane, and Sane was so insane at that moment. I again say the same thing, again say the same sentence, but I love to say that. Now, look at that. When Hell just got thrown down behind that hay shack, it was so close to the players of H2O, but Frozen Phoenix from the distance takes him down. Why? This grenade was so perfect.
Well, it really was, and they were looking so good up till this point. And then they charged in the final moment with this MG3, the LNG out here, that big gun, and making sure to get those important points. And this is how the overall ranking looks now. The lead is sort of started to build on JyanMaara over there, and how they're going to react to this. But the GANGSTERS move up to 115 points, and H2O Esports with this chicken dinner become the next Centurion inside the Nepal region, and they've got 111 points for them. They had 88 before the start of this game. They've taken a big lead. They've taken a big jump over inside the overall leaderboard, and it's really good for them. Even Elementrix have been pulled down a little, but they've got their matches to play tomorrow. Let's see what they're going to do tomorrow. But for now, I trust the process. Look at Leader Esports at GM Esports, part of the top 15. But Frozen Phoenix, look at where they have landed. with 52 points just behind YM Esports, and they're going to apply pressure today.
They're surely going to apply a lot of pressure. Now, important part is you have to be in the top 15. Frozen Phoenix, after that 24-point game, they are at 16. So this is going to be a surprise for a lot of teams. Now, teams who are playing their final 12 matches, they have to play their best game against CN Esports on the
Ooh,
17
yeah.
with 51. So again, a good jump from the side of this team. So as Red Esports.
Yes, CN Esports and Red Esports are not far behind, and we've got a pretty good chance over here. And the 7 Global Turks really need to figure out what is going wrong for them, and so does Kotumba and SOLTI squad, and they got to fix whatever is going wrong for them. But I think it's already too late for Kapi's Low. But a big game still for SOLTI squad of Kotumba might change the things. Look at that, they're 31. If you get a 15-14 kill chicken dinner, you're going to be back in business.
Yeah, they are going to be in the back in business, and I'm waiting for that trooper. But teams like we saw teams like Wizards Weird Vibes, they are still at the top with a good amount of points. JyanMaara also playing in the lobby. They will complete their 12 matches today. So now it's a different competition between them and Wizards with Vibes, and there's a different competition going between the teams who are present in the 10th and the 19th position, because they just want to be in the top 15. That is going to be the mark. That is going to be your destiny basically till now. Otherwise, when it's just going to move forward, then it's going to be at the first.
Well, yes, and let's see if the destiny is going to kind of take them inside the top 15 or not, because you're absolutely right. Two different fights happening inside the overall leaderboard.
Yep, and that was crazy. But what was crazy? The second map, and it is going to be the Miramar. But before that, we go on a short break. Coming right up, it is going to be the second match for the day.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Here we go now.
Oh, Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open Fall Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. My name is Phoenix Evans. Alongside me, it's Trooper, and we are casting today's games for the day 5 of semi-finals. The first match is done. S2 Esports secured the second winner. CN Esports showcased the perfect amount of dominance, got eliminated at the third, but Vizzy's Wet Vibes still on the top of the overall ranking. Frozen Phoenix secured 14 kills in a single game. This all happened in just one game, ladies and gentlemen. We still have three left.
Well, it really did, and it's a perfect start. But now it's time to start proceedings inside the game of Miramar, and we have the flight path right here in front of us from the most northwestern point of the map towards, I believe, just towards the shores of Fort Horacio and moving over the city of Los Leonos. It's a very interesting flight path over here, and a lot of cities towards the northeastern side would be directly inaccessible. Even Valdemar would be not available for teams to glide to. But that is how the situation is going to be. The extremities of the map on either sides are going to be very difficult to access. But that is how these idols have got to adjust their stances over here.
Yeah.
And let's see what's going to happen. TDB is dropping in alone inside the Cobra area. Then we have the Kutumba in that trailer park area. No teams inside El Pozo, even in this flight path, or even Montenuvo. Wow.
Oh, usually we saw some of the teams from the Group D just drop down near the Montenegro area, but from Group A and C, things are a little bit difficult. Pratik
But
Salty, look at his position, yeah.
but look at
Oh,
that, three teams in San Martin.
oh no. Red alert. Gunner on the other side. Okay. I saw just he was fighting some bullets, but on whom? That's just the question. Oh, gangsters.
Well, yes, already things getting heated up here. Gangsters are here already, and we saw multiple teams dropping in here, right? So this was inevitable, and let's see. But just two of them that I can spot right now. Maybe the third one just moved a little bit towards the Hacienda de Petron area, and they would just get ready, get up, and maybe then become part of this fight, or maybe not. We're going to find that out pretty soon. But JyanMaara and the gangsters are certainly here.
Oh, now they sense this opportunity that there are only two enemies inside this one compound, but Cooney from a different angle takes down one. He has an M416. Okay, it's Gangsta. Cooney has an arm on the other side. Blah, blah, blah. Fights back. Snipe White. He falls down as well as his kill has been secured. First blood in the name of blah, blah, blah. On the other side, no fear. On down to on his knees. Now, this is not looking good for JyanMaara. The situation just fired back again. This type of aggression just backfiring. And wow, look at that. He was so aggressive. Now, just regroup. We'll see all three players just marching towards the players of JyanMaara. They are just counting their last few seconds, but finally, what's the time?
Yeah, kind of buying some time for his team over there with that knock. The important thing, how are they going to capitalize? It's still is a 2v3 situation. Gunner is not looking really good on the health. It's applying the energy drink because that only first aid that is remaining is also very precious to him. And oh, he's just not able to decide. He cancels the first aid, goes for the full bandages now. But on a different part of the map, we've got this is a re-round, right? S2 versus Pixel, but this is not the final circle. They're not playing for the 15 points. They're just playing in this early half of the game inside it. But there is a gas gun pretty close to Para. Oh, he almost could have blown himself up, but that's so lucky. That's so lucky. Yeah, but all the Phoenix, they're falling down. How do you feel about that, Phoenix?
Obviously, they will rise from the ashes, but falling down is a part of the game. And lost two players in a very, very early stage of the match. But DE Gangsters still searching out for the last two players coming from the side of JyanMaara. Look at that, blah blah, just cooking up one grenade. This not going to work out in his favor because Susan already heard the pin sound. Now this is going to create a lot of distance. Susan and Gunner holding out two crucial angles. One of that broken welding as well as the stairs. Gangster has that AKM. Gunner also has a very, very, very good weapon.
They're not afraid to give away the sound cues, right? They're not afraid at all because they're just backing themselves on the TPP angle, right? That we're going to pin you down if you just try to charge us. And so they're just sitting over here. Look at this. Look at this. Susan, how confident they look. And they've got so good awareness of the buildings. And this is really amazing stance. Now, Kana, he's under some pressure. He's taking on the lads out. They're playing together as a team. Blah, blah, blah comes down. And for the rescue of the team, takes down Gunnar as well. And the gangster hunts down Susan. That is the end for JyanMaara Esports at the start of this Miramar game. So they get two back-to-back silent games. JyanMaara. Ooh.
15.
So the Lives get a chance to extend the lead.
Yeah, and you know what? Right now, it matters, but not that much. It's gonna matter in the finals. But again, these two teams are again against each other in the Picardo area. Red versus Kira Peace Flow. Yesterday we saw the same fight in the same area. Same teams are again here. And look at that beard. He has a scar. L spots down Sujan. Gonna feed that information to his teammates, and his loadout is pretty strong. Level 3 and level 2.
Well, yes. The level 3 helmet is always a good sight to spot on any player, and Beard has already got that. Even Red Esports had a decent last game. They would just like to repeat the kind of a performance they had. I think they were #4 in terms of placement points, but they would really want to improve on the kill department as well. And they're already finding some unfriendly neighbors. And Kira, he's slow. A team that is still just struggling on the last pages of the overall standing, pretty close to them. But look at this 3-1 split that Red Esports have.
Good split, I can say. Kind of.
Even
But
Kira Peace, so they've got a 3-1 split.
yeah,
Who's going to get spotted?
Sane, I
Ronak
think.
or Sane?
Okay. So if Sane got spotted out, then Ronak might also compromise his position because both the players are pretty close to each other. It's just 12 or 15 meters distance away. Susan inside that blue compound, inside that middle compound, pretty close to the casino. Now, Ryzen has control of this casino, but the problem is both the teams are inside the circle and they don't want a casualty in an early stage of the match.
No one wants, right, to face a casualty that early. And even when you're just so much struggling on the points table, trying to make a comeback, this is the PMCO leg. You don't play these matches on a daily basis, right? You just get twice this opportunity in a year to just move ahead to the regional finale, and only a few players get that bragging rights to be a part of it. So real pressure on these lads out here, and it's going to be very interesting how they're going to deal with this now. Ryzen, he taps shots on every single window. He gets spotted by Brute. He shuts him down with a shot on his head.
Yeah. Ryzen, he was on 100, now it's brought down to 80. His position also been compromised. Now he knows, Brook knows that where he was, and Brook was cooking up one grenade. He just cancelled it. He was not sure, but now he knows that we are one player from a different side of a different map. We can see Salty versus the Gangster, the team who eliminated, who literally forced JyanMaara to take an exit at the first versus the team who are on the fourth page of the leaderboard. Both the teams are pretty close to each other, but the kill confirmation is not yet here. Salty, Jordan Salty, he has a 314 connected first shot, and the second one was so perfect. The Gangster only two, but pretty far away from each other. This distribution might cost them a lot. But Pratik, Jordan, my apologies, they're doing a lot of job, and that another player just running out in an open area. Oh no! Oh no! Casual. What was that? He was so casual.
And a TMR specialist, what can he do from the distance? And look at that, the two players now deployed close over here. This is disaster for the Gangsters. They control the city, but now they're falling down in numbers. And Varu is the only player standing, and Salty have picked up 3 cheeky kills over here from the distance, and they're going to enjoy the loot. And it's a really heavy pack of loot inside the bags of these players because they cleared out the entire San Martin area. They grabbed Bite out JyanMaara as well in the early half. So Soldi squad are going to enjoy the best possible loot in the game so far, but Varu, he's just the only survivor inside San Martin other than Soldi squad. What is he going to do with it? Let's see, he's holding on to that angle. Now, can he defend the drop? Alone. SOLTI just hunting out for him. He does not have the time to get away from the situation right now as the next shape of the circle appears on the map over here. Roshanos, part of the circle, Minaj and Ralph's part of it, La Bandita, right in the heart of the circle, with YM Esports are already settling down, and towards the northeastern edges, you can spot the likes of Seven Global Turks and Frozen Phoenix trying to make an appearance.
Yeah.
There's also a cluster towards the western part where in Picado we still got two teams stuck in that big fight, and towards the western ridges we've got Leader Esports. But still, Sholty now maybe deciding not to just end the hunting party and just go back maybe. And this is back to the city of Picado. Where Kira trying to close into this big house, and the 3-1 split is now no more being executed by them. They've all regrouped together as a team, and Leader Esports is finding them out and hunting them from the distance. These are the western high grounds that they were controlling for a pretty good amount of time, and now two players have been instantly picked off for Kira, and 2 kills added inside the tally of Leader Esports.
Okay, need some more. They just want some more. In fact, because they are still looking out for some more players. Second zone just going to close in just couple of minutes. But look at that, we just hit the 10-minute mark. In fact, the 11-minute lead is secure 2 kills. Now they have a control of this ridge, and Swingbow, he just wants to burst down the tires of those vehicles. Now we saw that only one team got eliminated from the lobby, and that is JyanMaara. DE GANGSTERS on the verge of elimination. One single player, Wadu, is still surviving. Now Red Esports, now things are more easy for them because now they have to face only 2 players from one single team. On the other side, we can see the alive stats. SOLTI score secure the highest 3. On the other side, we can see Leader Esports on the second with 2, H2O on the third with 2. Otherwise, every single team is on the different part of the live start. But the team, the GANGSTERS, on the bottom, on the second last, in fact, with 4, with 1 player alive.
Yeah, they got rid of JyanMaara, right? So, and afterwards, Sulti squad got 3 kills for them. So just one lad remaining. But Red Esports, do they have an idea that they are just 2 players inside the vicinity? But there he gets an opening on Susan, and that is going to be really important now. But Brook, sensing this opportunity, closing in, he's going to finish this place surely. But now the hunt for the last player is going to begin, and that's going to begin at a very speed, and he's going to find him very low. Kira being stoked by get eliminated, and yes, they are going to chase down over here. Sogak is the last player to be thrown out of the lobby, and Red Esports get 2 kills over here inside the city of Picado, and now the next of the circle is just about around the corner, and they are 700 meters away.
They are 700 meters away, but look at that circle, Trooper. La Bendita, 3 teams present towards the same area. In fact, YMH207GT, CN playing just want to be on the safer side, playing towards that inside that one compound, high moving towards the mountain present on the northeastern side of the Los Leones. But Leader Esports just moving in, and this is going to be incredible because they can gatekeep for Red.
They certainly can, and it's going to be very important for hype as well. Look at the kind of position they're already finding themselves towards the high grounds of the city of Los Leonos. They're controlling the northern ridges, and they're going to control a good amount of area from that. There's a wide area of landscape visible from where hype is, and let's see how they're going to capitalize. But on the other side, TDP have closed into this compound of CN Esports, and Unity are being deployed over here against CTP. The opening is going to be created. Sugar, they really did lose some HP over there to that nade, but still. Ooh, now. Ooh. So some shots were taken from the UMP, but luckily the vehicle went away safely. But now CN Esports, they're still deploying themselves completely towards this fight, and this is the eastern edge of the circle with Thirsty Process sort of looking good, but a little centrist position for CN Esports. They might just find this concrete cover inside the next zone as well, and that is why TDP were interested, and they were closing into this compound.
Yeah, they are closing in this compound, but right now, look at that. what Snoopy has. He has that Groza, and we all know we love this weapon. The fire rate is amazing, so as the damage. Secured 0 kills till now, but they have the control of this La Bandita. I am on the inside, just gonna wait for them. They have the control of the ridges. Now, Kunal, he's just hiding behind that one compound, but Ed2 making things worse for Kutumba because now uh, Eddie will go down. Spidey running for his life, received a lot of damage from a different angle. Now Para just gonna spot him out. Just has 25 bullets in his prompt is firing every single bullet towards him, and now he will also go down. Kutumba Esports surviving on only 2 players, and they will focus on those placements. But look at that, that spray was nasty.
Well, yes, and even S2 are losing players in this fight. It's a fight that is being executed on a very long range, but on the other side, Frozen Phoenix are finding themselves pretty close on the east ridge, where TDP is holding up, and it's going to be pretty interesting because the next shift of the circle is just about to happen at the 16th minute mark over here. And trust the process, they're under a little bit of a pressure, but they've created some sort of an opening. Akshat is down, and his teammates have left him behind. Sad. But the shift of the circle, even they're finding themselves 250 meters away from the next zone. But I don't think even, yes, okay, that compound that GM Esports had, that is still just on the edge of the circle.
Yep, they are on the edge of the circle. TDP. Okay, was receiving some amount of damage. 239 is the mark. They have to move inside the circle. Noob just applying some painkiller. C9 will wait for them. Leaders forming up as well as rising up. They're taking down the players of SOLTI. Scott Pratik was just praying for his life because he got spotted down. In fact, fired. The kill has been confirmed. Oh, Frozen Phoenix. Akshat, he got knocked down and he's waiting out so instantly. Assault, look at that. That spray was almost perfect, but unable to connect a single shot. Jordan Stolty will wait for this team. Octopus cooking up one grenade.
That's inside the ground floor. Oh, pretty close, but there's a bit of a cover. He's going to survive. Oh, but the rebound! He might just get some damage from his own nade. Wow. But Grenadier awarded to Aku over there from TDP. He's been just spinning down so many teams out there for so long. But H2O, they've got all the 4 player standings. That is a good news for them. But Pratik from Solti is just out there and they have no clue where he is inside that house. They're just bombarding every single segment they can. But he's on the ground floor. He's going to put it now. The push is going to be there. Shots being taken on him. Still no damage. And now multiple players is converging towards him. When switching to the FPP angle, but he's moved himself outside the house. He's going to get pinned down pretty soon. But no, he's just tricked everyone.
No, look at
And
that.
now the volley is going to hurt us all as well. Wow. What a fight is this lad putting up? So he's just refusing to go down, creating more spaces between himself and the remainder of the team. He's going to jump out of that window. That's going to be interesting when he decides to do that. Or is he going back towards this side? What is he going to do? Listening all to the 4 footsteps now. He's controlling the stairs angles. Yes, he is. And he's going to take down the player. No, he's
No. That was a rat race, and yep, at the end, Para just making sure that the things are more simple for him, and that was amazing to produce a Pratik that he was surviving for too long. Let's go to 5, and Octopus using a Scaril in this sports circle, which is closing in, and he has a canted sight as well. Best option if you want to switch to a red dot instant, you can use that perfectly. Leader Single just making things difficult for the players of 7GD, and Octopus spots down one. Fire, just fire some 2 or 3 shots on top of that one player. I wasn't sure to connect a single shot, but still trying his best.
But these are multiple teams trying to try and survive on the slopes out there. We have got GM Esports part of that cluster, and even more teams like Wizards. They're also there, and Semi Global Thugs are also finding themselves not a very good of a space to survive. Look at these shots just pouring upon them from the compound here. And when H2O decide to go towards that ridge, it's going to be an even more difficult situation for GM Esports to handle. But they've got their own sets of problems. They're just looking towards Vice because definitely they would also be applying some pressure on these lads. And Octopus just from the distance trying to sustain them. And let's see Look at those utility battle happening, and smokes everywhere, nades everywhere, mollies are burning, players trying to survive. There's a player who's bleeding out, commotion happening just towards the northern edge, just outside La Bandita. And in the backdrop, I can see the last and final player for SOLTI squad also surviving. Just those 3 kills that they got in San Martin still in their tally, and 7GD have given the revive. But now, PMCO Esports, they're looking in a sense of urgency over there. Are they going to rotate, or are they just going to wait this out? Because 5, they are making the pace. Wow, what a buggy 2 players. Ooh, how lucky is he? Calculate that. But 7 Global Thugs making sure to hurt YM and catching them out in the open. Now multiple players are down. This is a very tricky situation, but 7 Global Thugs, they go down instead. Who pulled them out? That's going to be interesting. And Yeta did get a kill over Carl, but the final kill came in for Leader Esports.
It was Leader.
Even Ryu got hold of them.
Yeah. Look at that. Every single team's focusing on that one single fight. A lot of teams, in fact. See, and Cyanide will go down with that blue. Now Aqua's side making a ballsy move, moving towards the players of Wizards with Vibe. You have to be careful because you are in just front of them. And yep, he will go down by H2O Octopus. Reaper X just healing himself up. Now this is going to be incredible for the Tumba as well, because now they have to face the best team right now present on the overall ranking. Delta got one knock. Drone shot. Takes down another. Eliminated the whole team.
Wow, wow. Delta, he turned around, takes down an entire team, but now he's been put off from the distance. What an amazing finish for Kudumba. That was the entire team over there. This doesn't look like a point line of a war completely, and the way he's just wiped Kudumba out of the face of Miramar. Amazing performance. Now Reaper is going to hold the revive on him. On the high ground, he's still got Hype Esports holding up to the angle, but Peter losing parent H2F arrived at the party at the right time and picking up players with an MG3. Look at Para, he's already got 5 in the city, and this might just be the 6th.
Oh yes, and look at that. Para eliminated the whole team with that MG3. Now reloading. Again, H2O secured 10 kills. This is looking insane. Fifth circle closing in red. The team stepping up. YM Esports on a different position. King from different angles. So hiding behind this particular rock. Just making sure that he's more safe. That's why I popped another scope. But the fifth circle, if it just move away, then you are going to be in a bit trouble, my lad. Because now you are playing on the edge. 8 teams are still there. 21 players alive. Stark just making sure that every single angle is clear. But the zone, it is more important. Stark is going to lob that one grenade towards the side of King. If this can work out, then King will take the next.
Well, yes, he's looking like taking exit because he's spotted, and now this jump shot coming in. That is going to be the end, and green smokes everywhere inside those white clouds. That is the elimination for Pros and Phoenix on the hashtag 8 position. But now, Hype, they are also changing gears. They're deploying players in different angles. And look at Delta and Reaper X, the kind of split they're creating for themselves. And amazing. What were they pulling off over there? And the entire squad of Kudumba, they never realized what hit them. But now, Delta has also been hit by the lads of S2O inside the vicinity. They've been here for so long, controlling the high grounds inside the area, and Delta is going to get eliminated. And Para is going to confirm the kill. And Reaper X is now the last and final player surviving over there. They're on the first place on the leaderboard, and what a performance to back up that place for themselves. Now, Hype, they've found Red Esports, and they're looking to close and just clearing out the angle with that nade. There's no one on the receiving end of it. But this is Hype, and they're trying to pick up multiple fights at the same time, and that might be the only problem for them.
Yeah, that might be the only problem for them. But Red Esports looking a bit strong. 3 kills, 4 players alive, but the zone rotation is going to be more important, which is why Reaper X has been picked up. So as the whole team, 7th position is the spot, 4 kill points. Amazing Stark using his SLR in the 5th. In fact, in the 6th circle, Hype Ryu not stopping. So as CDP Shaka, Salty Sports taking exit at the 4 kill points in their backpack. H2O on the other side lost 1 player, and another one got knocked out. 12 kills in their wallet. They are looking so happy, and they are looking so rich in kill department. But look at that, Shagar. Now he has to move inside the circle. That's why he is just running away. But his teammate just receives some amount of damage, very little, but it is going to be difficult for you.
If I recollect, I think Solti squad's last player. Okay, he must have got some position points as well, considering the fact that he got eliminated. Now coming back to the game over here, Red Esports, they're looking good. They've got the numbers in their favor. They've got 3 kills in their tally, and they're controlling the southern edge. Hype towards the western side. I've got a good split to play with right now, and now Hype is looking back at a really good spot inside, and they've got some height and altitude to play with as well. But on the other side of the ridges, we've got H2O. It becomes very critical who is going to get the ridge to play with in the next circle. That means where's the circle going to shift? That is very important because even TDP have got a good concrete cover to play this game with. And look at where GM Esports are surviving. Look how they're surviving behind the buggy. One of them gets picked off. This is Mr. Stark, who denies him existence over there. Yet are still surviving. But the next shift of zone, where it has gone towards Hype. And look at this, the nades are flying vertically over here. Wow, what an angle for that knock over there from Yeta. Amazing nade.
A perpendicular nade. And that was perfect. That's why it's important to learn maths. And look at that. Yeta secured another 2 kills in the backpack. And this lad secured the whole, every single kill for his team. Now, Hype, Ryu on the other side have control of this round. Hype stepping up. Look at that. Ryu went crazy. Spots down assault by using inside the circle. George is going to one is just going to pick off Road, but TDP making things more bad for this one team. Baku on the very good position, but Hype, now they have the control of this height advantage out of the control of this mountain.
This is what you can do if you get the favor of the circle and your ridge that you're holding up is still inside the circle, and that is on a higher ground. But they got their own set of problems to play with because Red Esports are charging towards them. But the good thing for them right now is that the player that was responsible for the higher ground is still surviving over there. If he falls, the other players are not on a very good altitude, and they're going to face a bit of a rat coming in from Red Esports. So it's very important for Akku to survive. As long as he's alive, his team is in a very good spot over there. And look at that, Red just hunting down this TDP from the distance. Even they go down. Mr. Stark killing them off. Noob goes down to the spray from Akku over there. And as long as he's standing, Hype have a really good spot in the game, and we are now down to these two teams. Look at where Zord is, look at where Ryu is, and Stark and Sane not in a very good spot, to be really honest. And that volley on point, that is going to hurt Stark, but he somehow gets away. But Sane has been picked up by that.
Oh, look at that. Now he can see the coffin just hanging in front of him because now it's a 1v4 situation. Stark somehow has to take down one. Gonna confirm that kill, and that's how you're gonna end the story for Hype. But at the end, Hype secured a chicken dinner despite of the fact they lost one play in the final stage. But 11 kills, 6th position is the ranking in the overall standings. 56 points, 1,861 damage.
Well, the Hype is really over here, and 80-61 damage for Hype, and they've got themselves onto the 6th position by the end of the day. Game number 2 over here, and they've got 2 more matches to play today, so it becomes really important for them to add on to some more points over there and apply pressure on the other teams on the leaderboard, because we know that tomorrow they're not going to get these chances to play the matches. It's going to be Group B and Group D only who are going to play their matches. But look at Octopus from H2O Esports. He's got the MVP for his team. 4 kills, 1,000 damage just for a solo player over there, and he's got 8 assists. Wow.
The hype is real. But Octopus, MVP, 1,000 damage is insane. 8 assists? What is that? He could have secured 12, but at the end, it was like, yeah, I'm more a team player. I'm just going to focus on this stuff. And 8 assists gave to his teammate. He have the top players in front of us. Jord is on the sticking from Hype, secured 6. Para secured 6 as well, dished out 819 damage. Stock on the 4th, secured 2, dished out almost 590. The number is 587. Get out with that final kill on the 5th. 519, secured 2.
I was expecting Delta to be here as well. The way he wiped off Kutumba, but he's not here. But so clearly he got some good kills over there, but the damage might be less for him because already those players were in a very bad shape from Kutumba, and they were just wiped down over there. But Shagar with that longest kill, Akku with that highest kills of the game, but Octopus with that highest damage and the maximum assists for his team. It's been an amazing game. It's going to be very important to see in the overall standing that how many points have H2O actually managed out of this game.
Yeah, how many points does this team manage to secure? The number is 18, but look at that, Cooper. 12 kill points. Half
Wow.
of the number is their placement point, which is 6. Now, Frosty Frost is on third, 17 total points. So, as the number situated to Red Esports, 17. Why am on fifth with 10?
Well, yes, Miami Esports also over there with 8 placement points. Pretty decent performance coming in from them. Even SOLTI squad had a good game over here. 4 kills that they got, and then 4 placement points that they managed. The Whites got 4 points over here, and the Gangsters also got 4 points. Those were 4 kills against JyanMaara, who get no points in this game. Even Pros and Phoenix could not continue the good momentum from Erangel inside the desert lands over here. So the Sanhok games becomes pretty important for all these teams who are looking to make a comeback inside the top 15.
Yep, and now we have the Oppo F19 Pro movement. JyanMaara, after losing out to individual, they somehow manages to delay the fight, but at the end they got taken out by that one team, DE Gangsters. Pros and Phoenix never had a great start, but kudos to Jordan with those mini 14 shots onto the head of his opponent was so perfect. That's how you're going to use that mini 14, and at the end, SOLTI, after this amazing fight, they just head onto the circle, making things more difficult for some other teams. Hype was so good with this position. They have control of this compound, which is inside circle, and this nade was so good. That was so good.
Oh, yep, that was really an amazing. He's had good classes of math, right? Just like you predicted. And look at Said, he was just trying to jump but falls inside the molly over there in a knock stance. So that was a pretty desperate end. But kudos to them to get a point towards the end over here. But 161 for the Vibes over here, and they're looking so good. The Gangsters, they're going to fall as HPO Esports is going to make a way inside the top 3 players, and they've got a significant good 10-point lead over the Gangsters. But look at this hype. On the 6th position, they are the next Centurion inside the region. 107 points for them. They would be really happy. But this is the business end of the PMCO Nepal. Trust the process over here. We've got Red Esports and JM Esports now looking in a decent spot. Even Leader Esports is looking decent. But all these 3 teams, they got to maximize. And I'm really big applause for Red Esports out there. They needed a big game over here to come back inside this top 15, and this is exactly what they have done. Just if they can continue this good run for the next 2 matches, it's going to reward them in big numbers. That can be a slot for the region finale, and they would be so motivated. Just keep doing whatever you're doing right, and it's absolutely important for them.
But look at that. There was a huge difference between the position of the players who had a good position basically on 12th, 10th and the 12th. It's a massive points difference, because the team who is on the 10th position, it is OHR 90 points. The team who's on 13th position has only 68 points. So yeah, it is really difficult for some of the team, but Pros and Phoenix fought it down to 17th position. Now again back to the 3rd phase of the leaderboard, but for sure you still have 2 games left for the day. They can do a lot of job, but Kutumba and Kira Peaceflow, despite of the fact they are playing today, they are still on the 4th position with 32 and 22 points respectively.
Well, yes, the teams of the 3rd phase really need 2 chicken dinners. Teams like SOLTI squad, they need 2 chicken dinners. But Kutumba and Kira Peaceflow, if they have to change their destiny, if they want to change the leaderboard how it looks like right now, they at least need some 20-kill chicken dinner in this upcoming Sanhok and then the last angle. Maybe it's going to be a very difficult job for them to pull that off. But let's see who are going to be the teams that are going to go into the top 15.
Let's see, the question is still there, and I'm gonna ask my viewers as well. Who do you think which are the teams are going to be in the top 15 after today's match? Because Group A and Group C, these teams, the teams from these 2 particular groups, will complete their 12 matches, and then they can just pray that's it, so that they can just finish in the top 15, because only top 15 teams will move towards the final. Now we are done with the 2 games out of 4. 2 teams are still left, ladies and gentlemen, but we need a little bit of breather. So we are gonna short break coming right up. It's going to be the 3rd match for the day.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open for Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by F19 Pro. Woke up your fun. We are done with our two teams for the day. Third team is going to start. But before that, the point is the teams who are on the first page of the leaderboard, they are increasing the lead. And the teams who are on the third page of the fourth page of the leaderboard, they are trying their best so that they can be in the top 15.
Well, they are certainly trying, and this is going to just make those things a little bit more spicy. As now we move towards the second last game for the Group A and Group C encounter, and that is going to be played inside the Sanhok game over here. And look at this, all the 15 teams. But what is this? SOLTI, they joined in with just 3 players. Wow!
Yeah,
In this game, it's going to hurt.
for sure. It's going to hurt them, but let's see how they're going to play. Salty moving towards the Hathan area, and this is their favorite location. Circle, where the circle is going to form, this is going to be my first question. If I'm going to predict it, I think it's going to form towards the western side of the map. At least I just want to witness the Camp Alpha circle, but Wazir's with white has dropped down towards the Sami area. One player who is too far away from the pack just want to lead down those individual compounds. Now, TDP, Noob, this lad, if he just moved towards the southern side, he might end up against the players of Wizards White, and that is rules. Otherwise, if you kind of move forward, then he's pretty
Well, yes, and a shot's already being exchanged, and there's a knock that has already been executed. Ryu goes down, and even Spidey has been taken down. Trades coming in, and even Badu is taking some shots over there already. And this is all happening over here. Which area? Boot camp, Kutumba. They are here. The revive has been executed. Hype here. Ryu, he's bleeding out. Zod, he's bleeding out. And let's see how they are going to deal with this situation. Even Aku, oh, that is Aku who's just beating out all the 4 players. So, ooh, Spidey falls down, and this is the flank angle created by Crazy.
Yeah, but you want Gracie, which are hiding behind that cement stack, but he has the tempo once into the holo side, takes down one. Now he knows that where are the players of Kutumba. All the 4 players is present towards and present in front of him. Now he has a job, and that is to at least pinch them down. Now Kakashi closing in the distance so that he can secure the kill.
And Akujot wiped off completely. First blood goes to Kakashi. That is the first wipe of the game. Now Rui is in a very difficult spot. Kakashi is going to spot him bleeding out, and is he going to allow him to come back behind that cover? That's going to be the thing. Crazy goes off for that big move here. Is he going to hold on to that revive? Yes, he's going to. This is just a very good near escape. 5 more seconds. And yes, the play is up. They're going to fall back into the cover. Ryu manages it barely inches away. But on a different part of the map, we have got the gangsters going up against CN Esports, and Wadu has been taken down by an 8.
Yeah. Kill by a utility. Saw on the other side, looking forward to his company gangster. What was that? Oh, that POV angle was worse, to be honest. He missed out that one particular lad. CN took an exit at the 15th. What a start.
Ooh, the DBS disclosing, and one of the kills went to the lads of 7 Global Thugs as well. They're about in the nearby vicinity already, and Hoody Esports also losing so many early fights happening in different parts of the game. One in Art and one in Bootcamp, and the third one just finished off in Finance. So it's really a high-paced game already inside Sanhok. The players are looking to change their stance inside the overall standings, and that is why they're just attacking anything that they can find right now. Look at 7 Global, so close here inside Finance, and now the gangsters realizing the situation, they're just regrouping really quickly and going for this fight now.
Yeah, Wadu on the other side, picking himself up now. This Pinot fight is going more close and heating up right now. Look at that. Pinot inside the circle. The first circle is also closing in, but he has to secure 3 kills. And now, we can see the players from 7 global thugs moving from the same vicinity. But the important part is teams lose out a lot of their individual. Now they're going to focus on the on 2 men or 3 men. But to be honest, that was a close call in their favor. The gangster worked. This plan worked out in their favor perfectly, and teams are just moving a little bit far away from this one vicinity.
Yeah, yes, they are, but in a different part, we've got SOLTI squad and Red Esports also going up against each other, and both these teams need a really good game in this Sanhok to maybe station themselves in a better spot inside that top 15 if they can manage to do so. But it's going to be a very crucial one for Red Esports, considering the fact that they've got two decent performances already in the day. The Sanhok, if they get three back-to-back good matches, this is exactly what they want as the day is going to go ahead. But SOLTI squad, just like they're really smart gamers, and they're just playing so beautifully. Even Pratik in the last game, remember the way he just put that price on his skill and just made it so difficult for the lads over there to find him, and it was a really amazing pick. But once again, JyanMaara Gunner goes down, and Susan has taken a trade. This is YM Esports against JyanMaara that is happening. Wow.
And from a different location, EDP versus the players of EDP Esports. YM putting a good fight. Useless goes down. Look at that. Now this is how you're going to take a fight. And oh my goodness, JyanMaara again takes an early exit without securing a single kill. It goes to Yeta Uta as well as Honor Lin. This man is crazy. This man was so good with his M4168 EDP on the verge of elimination, doing a lot of job. But EDP Esports have an upper advantage at this fight.
Well, JyanMaara were looking untouchable when they came on the first 2 days. But yesterday, when the white got at 148 mark, and DDB goes down as well. Leader Esports wiped them off. The last player picked up by L. And Singbo with that M4 takes down Shigar as well. That is the M4. So multiple teams going down at the start of the start. Okay, what is happening over here in this game?
Wow, Ale secured 2 kills. And to be honest, this lad is so crazy. I still remember the second day, in fact, the first day of the PMCO. And at that day, me and Sean, he was talking about this lad, Ale. He was so good, secure. And opening, as well as after that, Leader Esports was rushing in towards us one team. Whenever they found an opening, they always rushed in. And that's why that's the same thing happened in this fight. EDP to take an exit at the 13. They never ever, anticipated this. But at this position, look at that. Red Esports, the players are holding out those outskirts. In fact, some players present inside those compound. Leader Esports, they're going to go inside the circle, and this is going to be the death trap for them.
Well, it just might be, as the first circle is closing in towards this western edge, passing through the city of Hartin. And Red Esports are not on the right side of it. Even Leader Esports also part of this equation. How are they going to deal with it? The split is going to come into the equation now. 12 teams already, and we are just into the 8 minutes. So, what is happening out here? And all these teams needed a really good game, and they're trying to change the stance for themselves, falling into the trap of an early fight, getting eliminated early, and the circle towards the northeast inside, and the shows. Look at the amount of shoreline that is part of this game. Where is the shift going to be? And towards the northern side again. The teams like Seven Global Ducks, Frozen Pixel, the Vibes, and even the Gangsters have got to rotate. And teams like PUBG Slow, Kuchumba, Hype, they're going to find themselves on the edges.
Look at that, Leader Esports. They're going to move on the shorelines. Then it is going to be amazing for Jordan. The team SWAT in fact, they are just holding that spread. And look at that. Salty making it difficult for it now. As I just mentioned earlier, Leader Esports, they're just moving from the shoreline, but this is not the way where Esports they were expected, because they were holding the crucial angles. Now they got punished by this team Kutumba from different angle up against the players of PRPs from both the teams. They are present on the 4th page of the leaderboard now, facing against, now heading towards, as well as they are up against each other. But the important part is who's going to win the fight is still a question.
Well, very important. This is already a three-way situation with Leader Esports and Red over there. But look at Leader Esports. They're just trying to swim away from the situation over here. Doesn't look a very good decision to me at any point, but if they can pull it off, that cheekiness at this stage inside a semi-finale game on a PMCO semi-finale. Wow, that's going to be really amazing. But Todd gets picked off. He's not going to be this lucky, and this is 5D from Kutumba, and they are in search of a very big chicken dinner over here. Are they going to get it? That is going to be the question for now. But It is just moving forward over there. Even YM Esports taking down more players now. They've eliminated JyanMaara already, and now they're picking more fights out there. So the aggressive stance clearly being used by YM Esports. They've just made it inside the top 15 teams before the start of this game, and they're looking to aggress on the leaderboard as well. But the push coming in from Kutumba onto the lads of Hype. I don't think he has got teammates over here.
Yeah, one player, Ryu, is there, but he's pretty far away from him, so I don't think so the revival is going to be there. But look at that. Kutumba secure, 2 kills closing in. YM Esports from a different angle, making sure that they have a good control of that one particular area. Kutumba, they are trying to go to Paradise for this place. Speed and Esports down. There's corporate Brook on very low HPL. This man is so good. His play is so perfect. Brook on just one.
Well, he really is looking impressive over here. Let's see what is he going to put off for his team. The leader Esports have got their own set of problems. And look at Red, dude, trying to swim over there, getting caught off guard. This is not looking good for them. And the waterways are never really a good option if you're rotating from Camp Alpha to Camp Bravo. And the problems just multiplying in every part of taken for Beard. You might just get picked off over here, but he's constantly trying to swim away towards that side where he can still be part of the game. And let's see if he's going to evade the situation or not. And he gets picked off eventually out of the game. Not even gets the privilege to get knocked.
Singh Boy just secured his kill on domination. 3 kills. YM on top with 5, but Kutumba secured 3 after knocking down that one player off Hype. Now they're pretty close to the players of YM, so they have to be careful because now Paradise of YM have good control of this one area. Second zone is also closing in. If they're going to take a hard shift, then teams like Kutumba, Hype, they have to do some strong changes because now only one player surviving from the side of Hype. 2 players surviving from the side. SOLTI scored 2 from Red, Kira 3, 7 GT secured 1, lost 1, 2. But now Wizzy's with vibes. They were struggling from the blue zone. Now every single player is inside safe.
Well, they are, but the utility is being utilized heavily over here, and this is why YM Esports just to start the city, trying to capitalize the situation towards Paradise Resort. They've got more enemies to deal with. Kutumba are right in front of them, and look at that. Roman in front of you is just trying to survive over there, but this is a good trajectory on the nade. Look at where Eddie is low, but a little bit away right now. But look at the next shift, the circle towards Mongnai. We have got teams like Wives just already present towards that area, so it's a good read of the zone coming in from the IGLs over there. But the Frozen Phoenix are also finding themselves on the edges. With rotations coming in from southwards, it's going to be pretty interesting over here how this game is going to end up.
Yeah, how this game could have panned out, it's surely going to be interesting, but it's quite interesting that how Kutumba is just going to move in towards Paradise Resort. Because as it's mentioned earlier, yeah, YM, they have a good control of this. But 12 teams still there, 38 players are alive, 42 seconds on the clock. Kutumba, they have to run ASAP. Otherwise, YM, they will spot them out and they will punish them. Yet out, his position has been compromised. Kakashi literally pressing him out to flush him out. Also, this one pinched him out from that location. Yet Auta sends that perfectly, falls back towards his teammates.
He does, and that's going to be really interesting. And now, certainly, look, YM Esports, they have just committed back inside the Paradise Resort, and it's an important piece of a cover that they're going to play with. With the enemies just lurking around the corner, they're going to concentrate a bit towards H2O Esports as well, who are just inside the backdrop. Those are dangerous enemies to have natives as. But let's see what they're going to do, because remember in the last game what they did, they got just 6 placement points, but they had 12 kills in a Miramar game, and now this is Sanhok's turn. S2O holding the high ground, very close to where YM Esports is right now. And look at more teams inside the backdrop as well. Very important next year of the circle upcoming. The circle has started, it will start closing in a little bit of time from now, but it's going to be the crucial thing. Yeah, it has already started closing in.
King
Wow.
being silenced.
Difference. Difference.
Okay, you will go down. Snowsack, you will go down for sure. That drop shot coming into action. King gonna secure the first kill for his team now. They have that kill. They have the loot as well as they have the loot.
Well, the gangsters now, they look good with just 3 kills. Kira here as well. Let's see what they're going to do. It's going to be a very difficult situation for them to deal with this now. Oh, the close-in is going to be here. Hybrid takes him down, punishes him instantly, throws him out of the lobby. This is Salty Jordan going down over here, and it's a very important fight being executed by the lads of 5, considering the fact that he was the last player for a very long time now, and he's trying to hurt the lads of Solti squad with these utilities out here, trying to buy some time for himself, but he's under pressure as well. No shots being taken towards him, but he's still surviving out there. Apart from it, there are 2, and this is a 1v1 situation against Solti for him now, and what has he pulled off over here? That was a really cheeky move, just sitting so quietly, getting hold of it. But now the play zone is going to be here. That is going to add pressure on Jordan.
Yup, that is certainly going to add a lot of pressure on Jordan. Ryu dished out, receives amount of damage, switched to that ban. Look at that, 378 meters far away from the field zone. Salty versus the player of Hype. It's Ryu. Both the players were pretty close to each other. Now it seems like the last player surviving from the Salty squad, Prateek, Pirate. In fact, he is just moving inside the blue zone. Just want to do the rotation from the blue, which is going to cost him a little bit because now he's just supposed to use those boosters. On the other side, we can see H2O making things difficult for Kutumba because they secured 2 kills. Kutumba surviving on 2 players now. 3 kills secured by this team now, but just dropped down to only 2. Leader Esports inside the circle. The best way, they are still inside the circle. That's the best thing, right? YM still leading the charge with 5.
The 4th circle is going to start closing in, but for the last 2 circles, we have not seen any team fall down. They're still surviving, playing the waiting game, so it tells you that how desperate they are for some points out here. It's going to get really interesting as we go down deep into the game, as the 4th circle is now closing in. Teams are going to be under pressure over finding themselves outside the circle. H2O Esports, they're just looking to engrave YM Esports out here, not allowing an easy passage for them. But the good thing for YM is that they're still inside the circle, but there can be more rotations incoming. Look at where DG is rotating from. They're inside the backdrop, and they might just run into the 7 global thugs as well inside the vicinity. So all these teams getting clustered very close to each other, and now the 18th minute mark. Let's see, Leader Esports, have they been spotted by Octopus? He was proning on the zone on the rock over there, and with that M4 he might just take down one of the lads and the space right on point, takes down one of the players. So already noise is being made inside the kill feed, and this is half the 4th circle that is closed in on this Miramar game, on this Sanhok game.
But look at that. When H2O were taking down the players of Leader, on the other side, Leader were taking down the players of Kutumba. So this is a Bermuda Triangle formed by these 3 teams with Wizzies with White stepping up. Now they are up against the players of 7 Global Thugs. Kira Peaceflow, Sujin takes down King, and now Frozen Phoenix. They have to do something because they already lost 2 players. 2 players got knocked out. The revival is going to be there, but when? It is going to be the most important question. Sujin secure the kill of King on the other side. Look at that. Snoopy will go down. The Gangster still holding that one angle behind that one compound. But Wizzy's wed vibes have been, they are looking a bit decent, but on the other side, we can see that they are being more patient.
Delta. It's off Akshat. Now we're down to Gangsters, and look at that. There's 7 global thugs right in front of them. They're just trying to flush them out of this compound, this wooden cover that they're enjoying at this moment. But Delta takes down one more player from Kira. Please so that is high that he's taken down this time. And look at that. You can spot them inside the backdrop. They're playing in a slightly centrish position right now. That's a very good spot to be, considering the next of the circle is slightly center as well. Kudumba goes down now onto the 11th spot. We're down to 10 teams, and look at the compound for the wives out there. They've got 2 players deployed outside who are trying to pin down the Frozen Phoenix, is not allowing them an easy passage inside. But on the other side, the 2 players have a good compound to play with, and they're not going to allow any teams to close in over there. But S2O, they are looking to take up the adjacent compound very close to where the Vibes are holding up. But the remaining 8 teams, it's going to be very difficult to station themselves in this existing circle, and it's going to create a lot of havoc and chaos. And look at this, Fadu is going to take this one lad down with his nade. 7 global thugs. Carl goes down, and he, but there's follow-up nade. Who threw that nade over there to Wadu?
Oh yes, but look at that. Now Wadu will go down, but two players are still surviving from the side of the Gangs. Another kill confirmation is going to be there. Another grenade being tossed out by Snoopy, but he will go down. Wadu got the grenade title, but at the end he will go down. Bestie was the final player surviving from the side of 7 global thugs, and now he will fall down as well. GE Gangster will live another day. Secured 6, lost 2. A good trade, but they have to move inside the circle. 26 meters. Gangster applying that one first kit. After that, he will have 3. 7 global thugs secured 3 kills. Kill points basically end up at the 9. Salty squad taking exit at the 8 with 1 kill point.
And now he gets spotted. Gangster goes down. His entire squad gets decimated. This is H2O on the high ground from the distance, giving them a really tough time. Even Huda gets pissed off. And this is vibes in H2O hurting all the teams. They had the pounds to play with. They had the positions to meet with, and they're now making an impact. Even YM Esports coming in from the southern part have already lost 2 players. They've got a lot of regrouping to do. It's going to be a difficult situation for them. And among all this chaos, even Hyde gets picked off with one last lad. Ryu was remaining. He's also getting eliminated out of the game. And S2O, they're looking good. But now, they got to deal with Wizards in front of them. And YM behind.
Yep, YM behind them, Weezy in front of them. Look at that. Hell is doing the same thing as well as living up to his name, making things difficult for Frozen Phoenix. Only one single lad surviving from the side of that one team. But how long they can survive? This is with Vibe secured 7. YM on the second with 6 kills. Hell moving in, secured 2 for himself. Now, look at that. They have to cover 80 meters. H2 gatekeeping for them. Get out as spots down once to knock him down. Rules from a different angle. Spots down the players from YM. Rules are secured. The domination title for him. Secured 3 rules. Spots down another. Takes down 1. Which is going to finish him off instantly. Rules proceed to dot of damage, and he will fall down too. Hell, keep on applying those med kits because he is going to be the last hope for the team. Going to do a heal battle. That is going to be the best option for him. Leader Esports taking exit at the 5th with 8 kills in their backpack.
Well, they do, and now we're down to the clear. The Frozen Pictures have just got 1 player, and the YM Esports already got 8 kills in the tally, and the Wizards have got 10 already. They're looking to make an impact. Now, Buju makes it run out in the open, but he's got multiple players in the vicinity, and the Blues are just behind his back. It's going to hurt him now, and look at that. Reaper is saying the time is that grenade might just go down. That is going to be the end, but Frozen Pixel, oh, that is YM Esports. Hell goes down to the play zone as well. He's got the 3rd win point. He's kudos to that heal battle that he was executing. Now, Wizards with 5. He had 4 matches yesterday. They've got 3 chicken, but today's 2 matches, they've already got 1 out of the 6 last matches. This is going to be their 4th chicken.
Yep, this is going to be their 4th chicken. Delta is going to drop a random grenade, but Frozen Phoenix. Why? He is just hiding behind that one rock. Still safe and Rose. Look at that emote. Hey, I have a sword. Yes, I'm the king. Secured 4, but Delta. Okay, he knocked out his own teammate. What? And why?
Why are you doing those emotes? I don't like them.
I don't have.
Well, the chicken dinner is there, and Frozen Phoenix did not capitalize on that. Did not get the wide score. Interviews over here on the last day as well. The group A, Group B, and with this chicken dinner, they should position themselves even stronger on that hashtag 1. They're already over there. Now the team is taking 3 votes. JyanMaara, who are having back-to-back matches today. 1483 damage, 12 with chicken dinner, 26 points in all from the Sanhok game. A wonderful game that they executed, but Hell is going to go away with the MVP of the game for YM Esports. He's got 4 kills, 771 damage. Look at the healing done, 239, despite the heal battle that he was doing.
Yep, he has done 239 healing, which is pretty decent, but the damage was also interesting, 771. The survival time was quite low, 2051. 2 assists as well, but let's talk about as well as let's take a look at the top players from this particular match. Delta and Root from 2 teams, from the same teams. Wizzies with Vibes and Ale and Singbo from, again, similar team, Leader Esports in the top 5.
Well, they are the top 5 players. Now in the match summary, once again, Kakashi is going to feature over here. But look at this. YM, Hell in multiple columns, and Delta Oh, he's been an amazing player. He's got the maximum assists in this game only, but who's to take away the 4 kills, highest kills in this game? A pretty decent Sanhok player map, but it had really too many early fights over there. And as we look at the match ranking up for this game, 27 points, big numbers, but 5 teams getting into the double digits and eight in the gangsters getting 8 points out of this game. So a pretty decent game for all 3 teams out there. Look at Frozen Phoenix with 1 kill and they get to the 13-point mark. They badly needed these points. Even Leader Esports needed them. I'm really not happy to see Red Esports over here because they were looking to take things in the right direction. They miss out on this opportunity. I am happy and spectacular. They needed help to stand up so that they can station themselves beautifully on the overall standings. And you're going to see that Red Esports and YM are going to find themselves on different hashtags just because of this performance over here.
Yeah, but let's talk about the over 92 movements. Literally, like, how on earth you can miss that one player who's taking a TPP so close to you, but at the end, you will fall down. I literally love the way Hell reacted in this fight because he literally did a 1v2 with by staying on very low. It's the salty squads when they were gatekeeping for Red at that moment. Leader Esports saw a chance, and that's why they were running as well as they were gatekeeping for Leader at that point. And then they secured 1 kill point, and after that, Frozen Phoenix, King Pride is level to secure that 1 kill. But after that, that was not the case for the whole team. They got separated from each other while going down, while moving such difficult. But H2O Esports, it was so phenomenal throughout the match.
Well, they certainly were, and towards the end, the gangsters did try to make an impression. They got 8 points out of this game, so a decent effort coming in from them. But yes, but the final circle was completely versus the vibes for the day. And look at this, the gangsters, they were caught out in the open. Even S2 Esports got a really decent game, and it's going to showcase inside the overall standings. We're already inside the top 3 before the start of this game. They still look good. It will be really interesting the kind of pressure they might create on JyanMaara because 3 back-to-back bad matches for JyanMaara. Wow, we didn't expect that after the 8 good games that they had.
JyanMaara is the only team who hasn't secured a single point from this particular match. But we have the overall ranking in front of us. This is good vibes, 188. JyanMaara second, 144. The lead is quite a lot, almost 44 points. But H2O Esports slowly and steadily catching up, and they just want that second position on third with 140. But Hype on the sixth. No more changes in the first page of the leaderboard.
Well, no changes whatsoever. All the 8 teams are at the exact same spot, but they've just added on to some points each of them. But look at how close JyanMaara and S2O are. And look at YM Esports. They've taken the jump, and Red Esports have taken the fall. This is what I was talking about. They're still inside over there in the top 15 teams, but YM Esports get into the 80s, 83. Very important game for YM Esports, even for Red Esports. But if they end up in that spot where they are right now, it's a pretty simple thing for Red Esports and Frozen. Get a big chicken dinner, and only then and then you might have an outside chance. Even after a big chicken, you might have an outside chance because the other teams have still got those 16. They've got those other 16 teams have still got those 4 matches to play, and they're definitely going to overtake you. But these teams were right now finding them outside the hashtag 15 mark and have played 11 matches. I don't know what to say. It's just over.
It's just over for them. The RPs flow for Katumba down the third field of the leaderboard. Now only one game left for these teams. The teams who are from the Group A and Group C. And after that, we'll let you know that which team will secure some good points as well as have a good position in the overall ranking. And are the teams who are gonna say goodbye for this PMCO, but at the end they will get some $300 as a consolation prize. Again, a good thing for that. But if you're in the top 15, you can earn some more.
Well, you certainly can, and you're going to get that opportunity where you're going to play up against Skylight Gaming inside the region finale, and that's going to be an interesting affair altogether.
Yeah, now a third game just turned. We have left with only one game left, and it is going to be in front of us. But before that, we go on a short break. Coming right up, it's going to be the last game for the day.
What's the word on the
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to PUBG Mobile Club Open for Split 2021 Nepal Region, sponsored by Oppo F19 Pro. Woke up your one fun. Basically, we are done with our three games for the day. We have only left with one game, and this is going to decide that which team will qualify for the top 15 from the Group A and Group C, and which team will say goodbye.
Well, yes, it's the last chance, last opportunity for all the teams from Group A and Group C. They're going to get this opportunity to add on to some more precious points because they're setting up the target for Group B and Group D when they come back tomorrow. And it's going to be very interesting how the things are going to be there. But for now, Group A and Group C have a job at their hand and they're going to add some very important, crucial points. Teams to watch out for during this game are going to be Frozen Phoenix, Red Esports, and YM. What are these teams going to do? How much more points are they going to tally up? It's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, let's see. It's certainly going to be interesting to see in how these teams are going to play. But you know what, Trooper? One important thing, and that is Wizzies with vibes. JyanMaara, it's competition again with them, but now another team just wants to join the fray.
Well, it's going to be a fight that has got to be fought all over again during the finale for the hashtag one position. Even Skylight Gaming is going to be there with the likes of Elementrix also. That's going to get really, really interesting over there. That which team is going to take the hashtag one position because everyone they're not only just playing for the money, right? That PMPL slot is really, really important for them. But we already have the first circle as well, and a few players have already landed over here and looks like a southern tilted flight path over here that has been executed. But look at the first circle towards the shores of Salbo, even Lipovka and Slovenia inside this circle. It's a very rare circle. Let's hope this ends towards either the heights of Salbo or inside the city of Steyr.
Yup, and Steyr, obviously, you know what? The city is quite large. City is quite huge. Look at that circle just shift towards northeastern Hyper Gangster up against two teams. In fact, the Insaw takes down Hype Ryu, one of the main players from the side of Hype. They lost their, you know, they're basically their assaulter, and now it is going to be more difficult for them than how can they react to this. But the Gangster Vadu on very low HP could secure one kill from a different position. We saw that 7G two pins are down. The players from Red and Weird still has been secured.
Well, not a good start for them, and they would be really disappointed. But they've already done some good work in the earlier matches, and let's see how many more points can they add on from this situation now. But look at that, even Zord goes down.
Yup, Zord. Oh no, oh no. Hype, they are losing apart. They are faltering apart as well as this is not good for them. But 7 global circles, their domination is so good. Stain knocked out one player with that shotgun, but for how long he can survive and oh no, okay. If you have a chance, you can easily finish off the player as well as you can brag on it using an emote. I have muscles.
He's got some good muscles over there, but that is going to hurt Red Esports, right? They were on the hashtag 15th before the start of this game. They needed a big game. They've now lost a player, and they even I think they've lost 2 players already. So it's going to be very difficult for them to get a big, good game over here. But as many points as they can get, that is what is going to be the situation for them. Kutumba, the tournament looks like already over for them, but let's see if they're going to pin down this strong team of gangsters. They have landed inside the Vichinki area. I did not recall this contest happening inside the first Erangel. So definitely they've tried to change the stance, but blah 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 with that amazing knock on that distance, and this is going to put more pressure on Kutumba.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just gonna add some more pressure onto their shoulders. But blah 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 closing in the distance. He has 2 guns with the same ammo, Bison and Uzi with the 9mm gangsters. He's gonna pop that one smoke on top of the compound, but the players are reviving. Revival is being initiated on the stairs, but look at that. Blah blah blah. Utilize another grenade. Have to find a single knock yet. After that one knock, but blah blah blah. Pretty close to that one player who has very low HP, but I think so. I think so. Katumba, another player got knocked out. Gangster locked another grenade on top of the floor. Gonna find an opening. Tashi also got knocked out. This is going to be a 3v2 situation. Blah blah blah. Charging in, really able to knock him down. Pretty close. That one single ladder inside the corner of the room, but the Gangster, their player also got knocked out. But at the end, Katumba faced an elimination.
And not just the elimination out of this game, but also getting eliminated out of the PMCO Fall Split 2021. So their run is going to be up till the semi-finale, and really they gotta do all the homework and maybe prepare for the next tournaments upcoming, because a lot are really. But that is all what can be said about them. And teams who are just going to fall and not be part of the top 15 by the end of this game inside the overall are just going to get the goodbyes and orders. And now, SOLTI squad is also one of them that might just fall apart at the end of this game, and they're also trying to change the stances for themselves on the overall rankings. And now they're closing in towards Kuchinki. But on the other side, Hype losing one more player out there, not looking good for them at all. It was earliest against GM Esports, and now YM have found them and are hurting them. Look at Manny's flank position. This is looking good as for Hype. They were on the hashtag 6th position before the start of this game, and that is where they might just end up, or or maybe even more below, because someone might just overtake them by the end of this game. But that is the end for Hype for here, and it is a missed opportunity. It's going to be pretty important to see how far they're going to fall down after the end of this game.
Oh, Salty Jordan. That grenade was a little bit overcooked. Haven't found a single not yet enough to secure a single kill for himself. But the important part is, as was mentioned earlier, Hype after that first game now they're facing a lot of difficulties. Oh, Jordan Salty finally finds an opening. Now he may rush towards that player, but it's just going to do the same thing. It's going to secure another Gangster. Things are looking more difficult for them because they just brought down to the one player, and Prateek just confirmed the kill with his AK headshot. Stalking Prateek just running out in an open area against his frag grenade, just going to lob in and just cancel it out because he heard that there's no single player out there inside this compound. But look at that. He is just present towards or behind the tree.
Well, yes. Look at the Gangster.
The trench.
SOLTI squad just trying to hurt them, find them out, and just put an end to their campaign over here. But let's see. Oh, he spots one, takes one down, but gets spotted, and that is the end for the Gangsters in this game. But they've done some decent job already. They've got 5 points out even out of this Erangel, and they were really looking good inside the overall standings on the page number 1. So decent spot for them, but 2 teams already from the first page going down. But this time, JyanMaara is not finding a good fight, is not finding an early fight. So they might just be looking to add on to some points because they really haven't had 3 good games already. And look at that. They're throwing the pans at each other. Oh, they're so happy.
Oh,
They got some kills over here. Wow. They wiped off. But really happy.
yeah, obviously, it doesn't matter if you're at the 4th or the 3rd or the 2nd page with the leaderboard. You should enjoy the games, and that's what the players of SOLTI are showcasing, as well as the players of YM as well. But JyanMaara, finally, after struggling a lot, they are not the first team who came connected at the first position, but they are up against with the blue, taking a lot of damage from the blue zone. Susan just driving his vehicle so fast, using that boost perfectly, but receives some amount of damage. Snipe Whitey on the other side, scouting the area, but H2O, that player spots down one player of 7 global thugs, right, and those fall down from the side of EDP, and oh no, the kill has been stolen by a Salt Obi.
Well, it certainly is. And let's see what they're going to do. H2 Esports. Ooh, he takes one of the lads over there. Para and finishes off 7 global thugs. Carl once again going down. So H2 Esports have already got 2 kills in this game. They're looking impressive. This is a team to watch out for even during the regional finale, I feel like. And let's see what they're going to pull off. And I did not hear a lot about H2 Esports before the start of the PMCO, but this is definitely going to be a team that I'm going to keep keep an eye on. And let's see how they're going to do over there. But now, GM Esports earlier they really heard hype, but now they are finding the lads of Leader Esports to close here, and let's see. And I think that is just this way. And now the VP6 is just that close distance. That pressure being applied constantly by CN Esports. Let's see, they've got multiple players down in the division. Coffee goes down and followed up by another teammate. This is not looking good over here for Leader Esports. Saw is on domination. Eagles already Aqua side here, and he's going to finish just one more player. But where is the last player? Yeah, he's here on the top and gets eliminated on the first road. But he did deploy a nade that is going to take the players down.
Oh yes, and Leader Esports take an exit at the 12, but CN will have another 6 kills onto their name. 7 global thugs on the 11 with 2 kill points, but look at that distance is 680 meters. Now CN can easily loot from these loot crates, but why? Okay, Frozen Phoenix. Why used that Mossine perfectly, popped out one head, wants to try another, tried his luck, no, unsuccessful for this time, but okay, now Truber, we can see if we're going to talk about this situation, why from the different angle as well as from the distance, providing a lot of cover to his teammates as well as knocking down some players. But King pretty close to the players of Kira Pislo. This could lead them to the end for Kira Pislo, but they have to be careful. Look at that. Yapis keep on tossing some grenades on top of the players of Kira Pislo, but haven't found an opening yet, despite of the fact YY gave a knock now. He got a revival again too high. Brought down to 30% HP.
Well, certainly, but inside Water City right now, with teams very close, this is Frozen Phoenix to the Mosin Nagan on the ridges just outside Water City, keeping an eye on them and just trying to pin them down in the corner. And with the circle closing, it's going to be a very difficult spot, but they got to keep in mind that they got to rotate themselves, and that is exactly what they are doing first. Decent decision coming in, and let's see how they're going to deal with this now because they're going to hold the edge, and they might find themselves in a pretty good spot. That is the Rose or Hill. The extended hills over here, and not a very bad spot to be really honest, and they might just be in the equation to keep the team coming in. Kira free slow from the Water City as well, but the AWM, the big green cannon, is also here.
Ooh, yes, it's the North Prey. Cyanide just utilizing NTP perfectly tossed. Fired stumble. It's just out very less damage, but Aqua side, he will go down by the blaze. The kill has been controlled by the blaze. And look at that with circles towards the northern side of Yasnaya. If Stalbert is inside the circle, Trooper, now things are getting interesting.
Well, they certainly are. They're certainly getting interesting over here, and let's see how the things are going to go over here. Look at this. CN Esports towards Rostock, and if the circle just brings all those teams towards Isnaya, it's going to be really important. But what is Kira Flow doing out here? Deploying smokes, and they're just being too overcautious. In the last and final game, applying all these smokes. What is it that is hurting them over here? I don't understand.
Same here. I cannot understand as well. I think that they should be moved. As I just mentioned, caution. But look at that. Octopus shots down one side of SOLTI, and now Jordan SOLTI, the kill has been secured. Para GDC received a lot of damage. SOLTI providing a lot of cover, but that was not enough. But they lost 2 players. 2 players survived from the side of SOLTI squad. Burks on the other side. Also, Pratik just got thrown down so that he will escape the barrage of that bullet. But 715 meters, the zone is pretty far away from them. Shooting on the other side, he will go down. But CN Esports looking forward. I think so. They eliminated Kira Pislo. No, or not. I'm not sure yet.
No, and I think there are a few lads still remaining. But towards this side, we've got Swati Squad just outside the Rozok, the east of Rozok compound, and H2O onto the other side. All these teams would be sort of forced to go towards the northern side, and if that is going to happen, it's going to get really difficult. Look at how far Hoody squad is from the circle. They're 800 meters away, and that is added pressure in this last and final opportunity for them to add on to some points. If they get a good game over here, they're going to certainly find themselves and have an outside chance to maybe go inside the regional finale, and that is exactly what they're trying to do. But S2O, they also need to rotate, and that is exactly what they would be doing. The third circle has started closing in. They're going to take the group over here and the different two vehicles that the teammates are holding up. But towards the Salvo Hills, this is where is the business end of this Erangel game. And look at rules over there already. We've got trust the process over here. See what's going to happen here. Who's going to come on top? Because certainly one of the topest areas, one of the highest areas of the Erangel wave that is being done, Erangel map that is being contested.
Yeah, highest in their ranker right now. Teams will love to secure a lot of points from this situation. 10 teams are still there, busy with vibes. Look at that, Malik just jumping around, just enjoying the game. He knows that this is the last game. We are already on the top. Rule spots down the players of TDP. Still collecting a lot of information. Now, look at that. He spotted down 3 players of that one single team. Dov Salty on the other side. He will face the barrage of that Mini 14 and he will go down. In fact, that was M416. Apologies there. Cyanide on domination.
Well, certainly. Now, Wizards, they've got the information. Look at the shape of the circle on those slopes. It's going to be a very difficult spot for all these teams. IM are already finding themselves inside, but that is the end for SOLTI squad. I'm sure they're not going to make it to the top 15 inside the overall when the match is finished tomorrow, and it's going to be doubtful if they're going to be even there when the match finishes here today. But we're going to find that out later. But Wizards, they have got the information. They've spotted TTP come towards the shelter heights over here, and now they got to make the move because they got to press towards the circle. They're finding themselves just inches outside the circle right now, and they're going to press it. And let's see how this fight is going to take place because CDP, they've got a really good opportunity to apply pressure. But look at that, GM ESPORTS, Cyanide going down to the play zone in this all important encounter over here.
Oh, we have rules, so look at that. He's just being more over aggressive. But that does position JyanMaara. They are already inside the circle. 9 teams left, but they have a good control of this. But Badhouse, no fear, just taking out some angles. But there's one team in front of them. They have to be careful. Look at that. The players are from Red Esports being more cautious now. Jordan, he is pretty far away from the pack. He's on the different angles, just taking out for some rotations. But Gunner on the other side, on top of that mountain, risky. Risky is if he just got spotted out by the players of TDB. Otherwise, he's pretty safe.
Well, this is developing towards the southeast edge, and JyanMaara are also finding themselves onto the ridges, and this is the high ground that they're playing with right now. Look at where Red are. And you know the pressure on Red Esports on the hashtag 15. They need a good game over here. They're not going to go down this easily, and they're just in that zone where whether to attack or whether to just play the waiting game. We are still inside the circle, but the push is there. Susan, he's just entering that watchtower. He's got great information, and now the nade is going to get deployed. The pin sound has been delivered, and this thing might just be the end over here. He jumps out. He's been flushed outside, taken down by Susan. Red Esports falling down in front of JyanMaara, but one more lad still remaining. I think Stark. Let's see how much far is the final lad going to take his team, and Stark has been pulled down already from Red Esports.
Yeah, up on the other side, look at that. Susan haven't secured a single kill, but Kira, Peace Flow, they are present on the southern side of this ridge, of this hill, basically. But I spotted down the players of YM as well. Frozen Phoenix, the players are still there, despite of the fact they secured 1 kill, but every single player is still alive. Red, only 1 player surviving. CN secured 9 kills, but lost 3 players. Rule, sir, look at his position on top.
We are coming towards the end on the 19th minute mark, and JyanMaara already stationed beautifully hurting. Look at Brooke, he's just surviving over there. And in the backdrop, you can see Roos as well. And Akshat from Frozen Phoenix is also present in this game. It's going to be very important a game for Frozen Phoenix as well. Let's see what they're going to do. But JyanMaara still here trying to control these slopes and trying to force these teams a little bit away from the play area. And that buggy Roos is inside and he's just trying to force. And maybe he's going to get away, but Brook is still surviving over here, and he's just waiting, hoping that JyanMaara put on a rotation from this side, and he gets that opening to get an outside chance to enter inside the zone himself and maybe get some position points for his team, which they badly need at this point.
Yup, they badly need it for sure, Trooper. But Delta, look at that. Firing some random bullets, and hell, he picked up an AUG from that one airdrop, and he's utilizing it perfectly. Secured one AUG. That one shot. Reaper X burst down that one vehicle from side of JyanMaara. JyanMaara was taking cover of that one vehicle, and he instantly bursted down too high from a different angle, takes down the one player from Frozen Phoenix, and that is Akshit. Another player will go down. Akshit, the kill has been secured. Frozen Phoenix. Now, only 2 players surviving. One player got knocked out. Gunner all again got knocked out. No fear, has no other option left to revive his teammate again.
He'll have to. But look at this, Rook. He's still over there. The zone is going to start closing, and he's going to make that run now. And is he going to get spotted? No, Reaper X looks in a different angle completely. But that is going to give an opening to Red Esports. Rook, that is exactly this. This is a precious moment for that. And look at Rook. He's taking down Snipe. Whitey's trying to survive them. Now he's going to get found out in the open. And just 1 point that he could add, and just one more placement point he's going to be able to add 2 points that he could contribute to his team, but he goes down now. But are those points good enough for Red Esports? We're going to find that out tomorrow. It's going to be a long wait for that answer, but for now, let us have a look at the remaining teams. Even GM ESPORTS are here. Even YM are here with just 2 players remaining. Frozen Phoenix still part of this action. It's going to be a very important contest for all these teams. They need these points desperately, but are they going to be allowed those points? That is the question for them now.
That's certainly going to be the question for them. But Shaga, you have to use this green cannon perfectly, because one bullet on head, this could take down any enemy on the other side. Look at that, Shaga. Just keep waiting, keep just being more patient. But that aggression from the side of Business with Vice may fight back. It might be possible that it's gonna get.
Ooh, he takes the second one down as well. He takes it, and now is it time for the third? No. Delta holds on to the revive over here. The game in first process, they've been eliminated over here. Now S2O find themselves downside of the ridge. Let's see how they're going to handle it.
Let's see Delta on the other side fighting to run. If shot inside that smoke so that he can make sure that there's no other player inside that smoke. It spots down another player of C, and now Snyder. Okay, he's been assigned. Still has to be secured by players of this with why the King has a decent gun, and that is an MP49. No fear with that DP. Pinch it down. There's a Frozen Phoenix. Reaper on domination. Secure 3 kills. JyanMaara Gunner moving forward. They are just 60 meters far away from the safe zone. There's one hurdle, and that is, the name is Frozen Phoenix. Luzan receives some amount of damage from the eastern side. Now he's up close to YY, who has 100% HP left. Yeah, Yata on the other side just revive himself, just heal himself perfectly. King on the other side just providing a lot of cover. That one grenade was so close. Gunner just gonna toss another. If it worked out perfectly, then he might get one knock. And yeah.
Ooh, he jumps behind Bye might just be taken down over here, and he basically does think is the last player standing for Frozen Phoenix. A very important encounter. Let's see how Gunner pushes in. Gunner! Ooh, King takes down one. Kenny, is he going to move outside the cover to finish the kill? Because Susan is also just looking around the corner, and that's why he might just go for the revive. But no, he's heard the footsteps, and Susan just closing into him. Gunner falling onto the other side. King, you have an opportunity, but now he's pulling the name, switching to the gun. Do something. Either hold the revive, but oh, this is the wrong decision coming in. The revive has been executed. Now these two might just apply some pressure on King, and is it going to be enough for Appet over there to apply that first hit? That's going to be the situation. But JyanMaara have found different angles to deal with, and there are different enemies inside the vicinity that might just pose problem. Yapet just runs back behind to buy some time. He's been denied that completely, and only if that nade wouldn't have been projected and the revive had been held earlier, that would have given him permission for the second here to go into the cover. But JyanMaara, look at that. Even YM Esports one of the lads falling down. Frozen Phoenix, YM, they're all just refusing to go down because they're playing for these precious points in the final. Erangel over here. Eventually, Frozen Phoenix have to
King goes down. Fear switch to his M4. Once he was receive a lot of damage from the backlines. He will go down. Gunner is there for the backup on the ready. Just instantly reloaded his gun. Just gonna go for that finish, being more cocky, but at the end he got punished. YM Esports taken down at the third. Susan is ready for this. H2O versus JyanMaara. These two teams, a 2v4 situation in favor of H2O, but Susan on 2 kills. Octopus as well as Secure 2 kills. Gunner inside the one shot. Susan scores down 1. Assault will go down, make it a 2v3.
Well, yes, and this is this is a good moment for. Oh, Gara gets picked off. Susan is the last guy remaining behind the ridges as to so we got 3 players. It's gonna be a very brilliant effort for Susan to take this chicken dinner. And remember, JyanMaara have still got no chicken dinners, right? In the entire semi-finale, they get some good points for them. Ooh, almost that second knock coming in. That could have been its added pressure. But now, even he is so down to that low HP. He's just hurting everyone, but not able to get those knocks over here. Susan, you're so lucky, and he's now fighting the fourth there as well. Jumping gets 1 down now, but the revive has also been over there. Gets the second one this time. What is he pulling off over here? And he's looking for the third play on the top of the ridge. Is he the last guy standing over there, or is there the revive that has been executed? I'm going to find out. But look at these. Susan, he's playing an amazing game on this ridges right now.
Susan's just going to toss one grenade, and his position has been compromised, knocked out. Dude's just going to finish that off, but look at that. Assault is there on very low HP, has only 14 bandits, but at least he is inside the circle spot of Susan, just out a lot of damage. Slowly, steadily, Para just moving towards him, and now I think so. He's just going to provide him, or just going to give him some first aid kit, but okay, he was just moving forward.
Very certainly was. And Octopus is going to end the match with the left peak out there, and a really effort coming in from Susan, really just showcasing his talent over there inside the final circle. But they've already done the good work, not only in this game, but also in the semi-finale leg overall, and they're going to get rewarded with that not over there inside the regional finale over there. But this is how the last game is going to end for Group A and Group C. 10 kills here for H2O Esports. It's been an amazing day for H2O Esports, and they have rose up to the occasion and showcased what they're made of. And Susan, with that amazing performance in the finals, he's also got the MVP.
Secure 2 kills, just out 811 damage, 811, 3 assists, 142 healing done by this one lad. But the survival time is best part, 24 minutes to second, and Susan, he was so good from the side of JyanMaara after struggling for a long time. He secured some amount of good points in the last match for the day, and we have top players in front of us, 2 players from H2O, 3 players from JyanMaara leading top players.
Well, yes, and no fear is here once again. The way he has showcased his talent has been really amazing. But he would be really disappointed with the overall last day for JyanMaara. But the last game looked really decent for them. Gunner also featuring over here, but S2 have also got 2 players, Octopus and Para. A decent day for S2O Esports, and they're looking really good. They're definitely looking a team to be watched out for inside the regional finale. In the match summary, we've got no different players, only Delta from the Vibes featuring over here, and even CNAC per side. He's got the maximum assist, that is 4.
Yeah, we have the match ranking in front of us. H2O secured the chicken dinner. That's why they're on the top with 25. JyanMaara on the second with 21. CN Esports and YM Esports, both the teams secured 13 total points respectively. But CN Esports, their build department was pretty strong, but their total points was only 4. That's why they have 13 total points. Wizzies with Vibes secured 11 total points. But yeah.
Well, yes, they were eliminated on the 4th position, right, placement-wise. And that is what they were playing for, and it was a very desperate effort coming in from them, even from YM Esports. Both these teams needed really good points, and let's see where these teams are going to land themselves inside the overall standings once we see them. But it looks curtains for even Red Esports, to be really honest. They are going to be there, but they might be just onto the 15th spot only. Someone is definitely going to overtake them tomorrow itself in the first or the second game only.
This is how we started our journey of the fourth match. We have the Oppo F90 Pro booming. After this elimination, the GANGSTERS finished elimination after taking down one team, and those two SOLTI squad, because just because of them, the GANGSTERS taken down. They got taken down at the second position. But at this point, look at that Eden Esports. Their teammates, the players was trying their level best. But EN Esports, they were phenomenal.
Well, they certainly were phenomenal, and in the F19 tournaments, we can see all these fights just once again over here. And S2 got a really decent performance over here, and even this was a very good moment when Susan just forced him outside in the Archer Tower, and Brook, he tried really hard. He added just 2 more points for his team over there, but really, this was the moment when TDP were pinned down, and after that, Rose and Phoenix were showed the way outside as well. But really, they tried really hard. 100 points to them for trying to get maximum points, but how far have they pushed themselves inside the standings? That is going to be something to watch out for.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be something to watch out for. But that drop shot, oh, in fact, the jump shot was so perfect from the side of Susan. What Octopus was there to end things as well as to secure that second dinner for them. Weezy's with 5 still on the top. Oh, 1 point far behind the 200 mark. But H2O on the second, toppling down. JyanMaara on third, same points, but the difference is, apologies there, second dinner.
Well, it certainly is. And the Gangsters also, though, they were eliminated early, but inside the 130 mark, looking really decent. AsOne Unity, they got their 4 matches to play, so they are going to write their story tomorrow. But Hype, they are here with 112 points. They would be really disappointed if they could not add more points, but looks like that Hype is going to go through. But Elementrix and Krypton end on the first sheet, so definitely they have a very good chance tomorrow as well. But YM Esports, look at that, with 96 points. Trust the process with 96 points inside the top 15 already. Red Esports with 69 points. I don't think they're going to make it through, but today they have got they are inside over here, and Trolls and Phoenix and Leader Esports as well. It's going to be a very sleepless night for all these 3 teams, but I think YM Esports have done a decent enough job.
Yeah, they certainly done a decent job, but Raw just played their 8 matches so as Corps 20 as well as Battalion 5. So, if we talk about this position, we saw Frozen Phoenix as well as some other teams out there. The point difference is 77, and we saw the teams who are on the third phase, they have 52.49, in fact 41. So, 2 good games and you will be on the top 15, but for that you have to be consistent.
You certainly have to, and that is going to be very, very important. And everyone from Group B and Group D, they would have watched this today, and they now have an idea how much points they need. Even the strangers over there, Team Huddle, and all these teams that would have a really good idea what they got to chase tomorrow. So we might see some different, interesting change in strategies. But the kill leaders are now in front of us over here. 32 for No Fear, even after not having a very good last day. But he is still leading the charts. Para just trying to chase him, reaches to 29. Ryu has played all his matches with 26, and even Rule's getting 25. So all these teams have played the 12 matches. The kill leaders might just change once Group B and Group D complete their matches. So we're going to find that tomorrow.
We're going to find that tomorrow, and we will find those who are the top 15 teams who will qualify for the finals and join another team, and that's going to be Skylight teaming in the finals. They are certainly waiting for them in the finals, and I'm eagerly waiting for tomorrow's match because we will get to know that who are the top 15 teams. But I'm quite happy the way these with vibes were playing as well as H2O there on the second, JyanMaara just on the third. But it all comes down to the finals because this is the semi-finals, this is the warm-up, this is the way. Like now we get to know how the teams are going to react to some of the situations.
Well, certainly, and it was a well put day, to be really honest. The teams on the second and the third place, they really did try hard over there, and they've shown the hearts from the region. So, in the overall scene, it is looking really good. But now, the important question, who are going to be those top 15 teams? And the answer is going to be delivered tomorrow itself.
Yeah, the answer will be delivered tomorrow itself. But you know what? Just 24 more hours. That's it. Just 24 more hours. We'll get to know what the top 15 teams. But we are done with the 4 matches for the day. We still have 4 matches left, 4 different groups. So we will meet you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Till then, take care, stay safe, and stay sanitized. Good night.
Let's get it.